Opening ceremony. For those of you watching this after the fact, welcome. BlizzCon starts today. We're about to watch history, and I couldn't be more excited. I'm joined today by some of my favorite people on the planet Earth, actually. On the planet Earth. And we got Hodor absolutely vibing out as we make it into this home stretch. Good to be here with all of you fine folks. Welcome
I got
back.
an ad on Eggley. Yo, if I knew Hodor was going, I'd have the fog machine going in the back.
Oh, we almost got 100K in here. We almost got 100K, guys. Starts in 30 seconds. Hi!
Hell yeah, man. The final countdown.
Yo, they got 147K watching on YouTube right now.
That's more than on Twitch.
That's more than me. What?
What? No way.
Here we go, boys. How's the sound, everybody? It might be kind of scuffed. This was pretty last minute.
Of just knowing a game is right for you when you first lay eyes on it is such a great feeling.
The thing that happens is you start to feel the excitement just build up.
I'm thinking about it all the time.
Yo, Crip?
Lord Criparian? Diablo
Yeah.
II?
Yeah.
I love Crip.
I play video games because I love stories.
Experiencing worlds that you can't experience as yourself.
I guess video games allow me to be what I can't. It's fiction, but it's not.
And come home, log onto your PC, and disappear into a different world.
I am a part of something bigger, a part of something beautiful.
As an autistic person, video games give me a place where I could be in a world that made sense to me.
I will tell you that all of my family play video games.
Me and my brothers, we would share the computer 1 hour at a time.
저는 제 와이프랑 게임을 가장 많이 해요.
I'm really enjoying playing video games with my dad.
My children.
My little sister.
My chat.
Yo, Ali Straza, let's go Hearthstone.
Converse with each other added a lot to our relationship.
Games like the World of Warcraft let me meet people that I probably never would have.
I can honestly say
There's a minute and a half faster, guys.
On YouTube, we can try to switch if you want. Yeah, Twitch looks smoother,
I
though.
want to switch to YouTube because my chat's just going to spoil everything, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go to YouTube.
Yo, link the YouTube one in the chat.
every time
Yeah,
I'm
well.
able to achieve something, I'm able to.
Also, the sound is kind of low for the Blizzard stream.
Wait, the one on the BlizzCon one is slow, you're saying?
On Twitch, the Twitch one's like 1 minute behind, apparently.
Oh, what about the one from the BlizzCon?
Watch it on YouTube. It's on YouTube. I linked it in the chat.
Kargoz, I turned everybody down 15% on Discord because YouTube is a tiny bit quiet.
Okay, gotcha. YouTube is way louder, too. Nice.
Yo, they're talking to us right now. They're saying thanks to us. Specifically Crix, actually.
Who?
It's a BlizzCon. They're talking to you. Are you reading?
I wasn't reading, no.
Look at that. Thanks for playing with us, Crix.
Yeah, you're welcome, baby.
Blizz.
Here to stay? Oh, quiet.
All right, here we go.
Welcome to BlizzCon Live, a celebration of 30 years of Blizzard communities, 30 years of Blizzard games. 30 years is so many years, and last year maybe felt like one of the longest of all. But throughout the years of Blizzard Entertainment, from 1991 to today, many of us
Filled in the back.
associate certain games with milestones in our lives. Maybe you were a little kid the first time you played The Lost Vikings. Or in high school when you first played a Diablo game. Or maybe you met your partner while you were playing World of Warcraft. That's the awesome thing about video games. They give us experiences that are relevant to the times in our lives and experiences that we carry forward with us. Games are here for us during good times, and they're here for us even when we feel alone or maybe uncertain. Games are coming home, familiar, comfortable, with a connection and a sense of belonging. And while many of us spent most of 2020 in our actual real-life homes, games became even more of a place to get away. Be free.
Jalen Brack, CEO.
Okay.
even if
I know the
there's
name. I didn't know
a
what he looked like.
So-
You think you do what you know,
weird.
guy?
Yeah.
Usually,
He's wearing
when
a
we start BlizzCon,
Blessed Run
the
T-shirt
opening
under his
call
jacket right now.
is
You can't
my
see it.
favorite Warcraft faction, the Alliance.
Fuck Alliance.
Or
Suck, suck, baby!
Right? Usually, I'd be speaking to 40,000 of you in person, the Anaheim Convention Center, and millions of you around the world. And usually, that would be a perfect way to celebrate. But nothing about the last year has been usual.
The stage looks badass, I gotta say.
Pandemic has been hard on everyone, and for many different reasons.
I love you guys.
But if there's one thing that the last year has taught us, it's that being apart physically doesn't stop us from moving forward. It doesn't stop us
You're my
from
hero, Grace.
connecting with our player friends around the world, diving in as warriors and heroes.
If it wasn't for WoW, me and
Checking on
Defcamp wouldn't know each other. That's true.
It doesn't stop us from sharing our latest epic gaming story or celebrating those of others. Games continue
Preach.
to unite us. Now, to be honest, I wasn't sure how well Blizzard could work from home. There are thousands of people, all needing to work together in creating our universes, games, and experiences. Never has it felt more true that it takes a Blizzard to make a Blizzard game. And in 2020, it became clear that the magic of creating a Blizzard isn't just tied to a physical location. It's tied to the people who work here, and I continue to be so proud of each and every one of them. Thank you, Blizzard.
Bring back Kevin Jordan.
We create these games. And
Thank you,
pour
Blizzard.
All of our energy.
Kind of weird thing to
heart
say,
into
but.
it.
Yeah.
But it is you.
Thank you, me. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not thanking them for
That's
shit
why
yet.
BlizzCon
Thank
Live
you, and
is a
you're welcome
celebration
at the same
of you.
time.
The guild leaders, healers, DPS, tanks, innkeepers.
This is a badass video, though, in terms of the.
God, I wish we can go to BlizzCon, man. That sucks.
Oh, I know. That would have been me in that dwarf cosplay right there. That would have been me.
The heroes of Sanctuary and of the
This is a vibrant video, man. Like, it's really high production value.
are for you.
ERP.
He forgot ERPers, guys.
Yep, ERP. Yep, that'd be.
Yeah.
I'd be doing that
World of
too.
Warcraft.
But me and
We'll
Def can be
showing
in
you
the stall.
What's next for both Shadowlands and Classic?
And classic?
I'm sure
Oh.
you're all learning. Hearthstone is getting back to its roots in a
I gotta take my headphones off
Can't wait to show
before
you how.
TBC announcement for Crix blowing up.
We also have news for our Diablo community.
Oh, classic Hearthstone, baby.
Oh,
We're
God.
able to dip your toes
God.
into the depths of hell
Diab!
in the Diablo Immortal Technical Alpha.
Immortal?
Personally,
Okay.
I really enjoyed seeing players embrace the multiplayer aspect of meeting in town.
Get your phones out, boys.
Can't
I have
wait
3
for more of
phones,
you to
chat.
Get your hands on. So, it's only the
Did you guys
beginning of the
queue
year,
your
and already
did you
Not a
guys
good
queue
s-
your
so
mobile
much to look
downloads for
forward to.
TBC?
even though
No.
Yeah, dude.
yet
I got
to gather
TBC downloading on 3 phones right now.
Not a good sign, though. He kicked it off talking about Immortal, right? You heard that?
It's because they're gonna surprise us at the end, dude. They're gonna throw in the and Diablo 2 remastered
their championship
right at the
run.
end.
Other video games? Let's hear what's next for World of Warcraft.
All right, let's go. Let's get some fucking hype in the chat box. Can I get a single PogChamp in the chat box, please? One hot and fresh PogChamp, please. Only one PogChamp. If I see one more, you're getting banned.
Hello, everyone.
All right, let's go.
Thanks for joining us today.
Who's that, Omar?
No matter where you are, World of Warcraft unites us all. Whether you're exploring the Shadowlands, Classic Azeroth,
Classic, baby.
or another part of the Blizzard universe, I'm glad you could make it.
They have to do Shadowlands
because we've
first,
got a
right?
lot
They have
of
to.
good stuff to show you. But first,
Yo.
let's start with some Covenant Pride. Kyrian, take flight. Night Bay, let the hunt
Yeah,
begin.
what's that, chat?
Necrologs
I have
to
no idea
war.
what these are.
What's like Harry Potter?
Cynthia?
Let's
party.
Yo, Hogwarts? Hogwarts in the chat?
The world has thrown a lot at us
Gryffindor.
since the last BlizzCon. And the thing that's really kept everyone going on the WoW team has been connecting.
Crix, he does
with
not
all
have a
of you.
green shirt on under that bowler
The
shirt.
bonds we forge with our guilds,
True.
I was hoping he was going
family,
to rip it off
and
with the
friends
TBC, you know?
in WoW
Clutch bowling
are
shirt.
powerful and real. As WoW enters its 16th year and Blizzard celebrates its 30th anniversary, we're so grateful to have the most dedicated and friendly communities in gaming.
The production value on
Let's
this is
recap the
insane.
events
This whole
in
show, though,
history.
it's actually beautiful.
In WoW Classic,
Pre-recorded?
we fought an endless battle
Definitely
for South Shore
pre-recorded.
and Torren Mill.
Oh, are you talking about WoW
We banded
Classic? Let's see
together
it.
to open the gates of Anchorage and join forces to take down Kel'Thuzad in his floating citadel of Naxxramas.
Represent.
In Shadowlands, we helped our covenant recover from the
They talked about
Underground,
Classic first?
brought on by Sire Denathrius, master of the Vinthier and traitor to the Pantheon of Death. We survived the halls of Torghast and crafted legendary gear in our efforts to expel Denathrius from his castle lair. But innocent souls are still wrongfully being sent to the Maw. They face an eternity of torment, and heroes like Anduin remain chained in its depths. The jailer continues to grow in power. He's preparing to break free from the Maw and complete his plan to unmake the entire Warcraft universe. And Sylvanas, you may be wondering what she's been up to all this time. Today, we're
Not
excited
really.
to unveil our
Defcamp actually
first
knows and
major
exposed it
content
yesterday.
update for
Hashtag good morning,
Shadowlands,
Azeroth.
Chains
That's right.
of Domination.
Okay, Chains of Domination.
Look around you! What makes you believe you're not just a weapon to achieve his ends?
Enough!
Hot topic,
Join
Sylvanas.
our cause.
She's
I'll
she's
be
gonna kill
made
the
to
jailer. I
serve.
fucking call that shit, bro.
Yeah,
Right now, you hold
Disney
all the
Disney
power.
Prince Anduin.
Make your
Super
choice,
Disney Prince.
Sylvanas Windrunner.
They're gonna hook up. Didn't sing a song about it.
Despite all our efforts, the Maw continues to grow. What if Denathrius' treachery is irreparable? The Primus is lost, and Bastion cannot save the Shadowlands alone.
None of this should have happened.
Perhaps the Winter Queen could.
My Archon, a living soul, seeks an audience.
A mortal.
A king. By all our measures,
I
one
mean,
who has spent his life.
it looks polished and beautiful,
striving
but it
for
looks like it's for
justice.
6-year-olds, man. But it does look beautiful, though, right? In a
One
way,
who
it's
would
really
give
nice looking. It's just
anything to serve his people.
looks like Moana 2, man. Moana 3.
Kargoz
that
been in
was
that
fucking-
Diablo world.
One
I know.
whose heart
That was Tyrion, dude.
is true.
I'm not trying to
That
shit
was
on
Very
it.
well.
Yeah.
They all
You
look like
may
Tyrion.
approach.
I mean, he had the little wound.
Yeah, were they dropping the Tyrion, the Diablo, the hints?
Step forward. My ascendant
Bring
have
back as we
spoken of
throw
you.
in Tyrion.
Defcamp, you're the resident Shadowlands
held
expert. You gotta
captive
help
in
us
the
out here. Is
mold.
anything happening here? Anything
Yeah,
happening?
basically,
Could not hold me forever.
the Ninja Turtles
Why
are,
have you
are
come
I don't know.
to Bastion?
I don't fucking know, dude. They're
You have a key
he's gonna kill her. He's gonna kill her.
that I need.
This baby
One
blues.
time.
Oh no, he's the bad guy now. The Alliance of the
Will
bad guys.
release this soul from your grasp.
No. He is bound
Oh,
to
snap!
me, just as you once
Yo,
sought
Shadow
to
Priest cast
block
mind control on him.
your own.
Baby blues talking with the deep voice. Talking with the deep voice one
He
time.
sounds like Crix. He sounds like Crix.
He's a Death Knight.
Oh shit.
He's a fucking Death Knight.
Betrayal, dude.
Justin Bieber just stabbed her with a sword.
Damn.
He thought he
Tell
felt
him.
bad about it.
The vessel performed its part flawlessly.
Flawless victory, bro.
3 keys remain. Then they
Yo, do you have to fight Anduin in the raid? That's kind of dope.
death was never meant
My prediction is it's gonna work, guys.
There it is, boys. Chains of Domination. Get hype.
I'm pretty sure Defcamp literally called the end of the entire expansion already.
Thank you.
Like, I don't even know. I'm not even that big on like current WoW lore, and I know Defcamp has
I know
it
you
figured
probably
out.
have a lot of questions about what you just saw and what it means for the next
No, we don't.
stage of your Shadowlands.
Not
journey.
really.
Okay, go next, please.
Later
Go
today,
next.
My teammates Ian and Jeremy will be telling you more about Chains of Domination in our Shadowlands update. Please check out the World
They should
of
have threw
Warcraft
Illidan in the
channel
background
to
of that,
find
just to
out
give us something to wait for, you know?
Next, I'm excited to share
Okay.
our upcoming World of Warcraft charity pet.
What the fuck is that?
He said what?
These pets and the opportunity to give to a good cause, along with ideas to make the program even better. So during
the
this
best for
upcoming
last.
campaign, you'll be able to donate whatever amount you wish to directly support our chosen charity. Once donations reach our goal,
what did he announce, a soda
everyone
flavor?
playing
Cherry
World of
something?
Warcraft will get a pet for their collection as a thank you.
Listen,
Whether
they
you
had
were
to
able
squeeze
to
this in
contribute
before the Classic
personally
announcement.
or
Nobody
not.
cares about.
And to make this a fun
True.
challenge, if we reach a stretch
Once
goal,
TBC gets announced, it's
everyone
over.
gets a
I know, you're right.
second
You're
pet
right.
too.
If they announced all the good stuff first, and then the cherry pet after, nobody would be here.
First pet is bananas.
Ooh,
Literally.
pog,
He was
dude.
originally available to a select few.
Yo,
back
can we
in
get
Burning
some
Crusade
resident
era.
sleepers
So
in
we're
the chat?
Yo, hype,
a
dude.
chance to adopt it.
I love that cute little mohawk he has, bro.
It's
Let's
Aspen
go.
Gold.
Also get
Woo!
She's an all-new pet who'll hang around your neck when you need a hug.
Yes,
Your
dude.
donations during
Fuck
this
yeah.
Dude, you get a
campaign will go
Do you
backpack,
think they'll give
bro.
us some hardcore pets?
Yes, man.
Yo.
I wouldn't. I'd use that little monkey to pick up my gold in Diablo,
Also
though.
known by their French
Yeah,
name,
100%.
Médecins
100%.
Sans Frontières, or MSF.
Yeah, that sloth would be sick if it was like,
They're
if
an
it gave you
amazing
bag
group
slots.
doing important work
You wear it on
around
your
the
back
world.
like a backpack.
That would be awesome.
We're grateful
It
to
just
have
eats
such
shit
a
and throws it
generous
up when you
community,
need it.
and we hope you'll help support this worthy cause.
All right,
We'll
Ocelot
be sharing
pet.
the
Very nice, very
details
nice.
about
Let's
the
go.
charity pet program on the World of Warcraft website soon.
Oh, here we
So
go.
We've talked quite a bit about Shadowlands.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Classic players,
Oh.
now it's your turn.
Oh shit!
It's my
Oh,
pleasure
It's
to
time.
hand
Oh.
my teammate,
Yo, headphone
Molly
warning,
Longdon.
warning for
She's
Crix.
a longtime
Here we go,
WoW
here we go.
player, a veteran MMO developer.
Here we
She's
fucking
gonna
go!
tell us what's in store
Ah.
for WoW Classic.
Come on. Now we're cooking. Now we're on to the good shit, guys. This is amazing. All right. Watching history in the making.
Hi, everybody. First, I'd like to thank all of you who have ever been part of the WoW
She's
community
tall
over
as
the years.
fuck.
Bro, she's
You know,
wearing TBC
online worlds
colors.
like WoW have been a huge part of our lives for decades now. As
I've
a
never seen her associated
dedicated
with Classic,
MMO
though. This is the
fan
first
and a
time.
developer myself, I remember hearing
Holly
that
Longlegs.
Blizzard was
Where's
going to
Omar
be
at,
making
dude?
their own MMO. And I thought,
Omar's
well,
ripped, man.
I guess I'll check out that beta.
Well,
And sure, we all call the game
Wow. Here we
but
go.
really, wow. I could not believe I got bit by the
Good
MMO
one.
bug again. I was so
Oh,
excited
fucking
to be
Night
a
Elf Hunters,
Night
dude.
Elf Hunter and be
God
like
damn
that
it.
famous Dark Elf Ranger from the books that I loved. I have to tell you,
It's like
Azeroth
they're intentionally
was,
blue balling
and
telling us, bro.
still is, a place I love to live. Since last year, I've had the great honor to work alongside the WoW Classic team
Yeah,
to
baby.
bring these nostalgic experiences back to life for longtime fans and a whole new generation of players. As a fan myself, I've had so much fun in WoW. From the simple
She
things
plays Classic
like
WoW.
drive-by buffing or making friends on that long haul from Teldrassil.
I would have preferred to have like Kyvax up
all
here,
the
community
way to
manager, maybe
absolutely
Omar,
staggering.
but it's fine.
Like
I just
Yeah,
know
she-
I mean, I
she
kind
plays
of
on
like her.
Peggle.
I kind of like
the
her.
dark
All right.
portal and was running through
She plays on
Hellfire
Peggle,
Peninsula.
confirmed, dude.
Heard this terrifying
Reaver.
noise, and then saw the Fell Reaver.
Okay, they're talking about TBC stuff.
Biggest roamer I had ever seen.
Why would they talk about Fell
And
Reaver?
I was very glad I had feigned death in that moment. And that's the thing about WoW.
I'm getting chills.
These stories and experiences.
It's like when they asked about vanilla ice cream, remember?
Keep us coming
Yes.
back
Yep.
time after
Favorite
time.
flavor.
With that said, I'm super excited to be able to share with you where our adventures are taking us next.
Fucking
Cinematic!
Yes! This is it, I can tell, bro.
Prepare!
enter my realm.
I think we know what that means, man. Let's see if they do anything unique with it, though, right? Let's see if we can.
Is this a Dark Portal episode?
Right?
It's fucking here, boys!
This is gonna be so dope, dude.
The Elks! Oh!
We're actually going to be playing TBC Classic, man. Like, we're seeing it now.
I'm legitimately shaking right now.
Your vengeance has brought you to this end. Take my blood and choke on it.
Death to the outsiders.
I'll turn your world upside down.
You are not.
Let's go! Let's fucking go, dude!
Beautiful, man. That's what the logo looks like.
It's gonna be sick, dude. That's the logo.
That's the logo. That's the official logo.
The leak,
confirmed.
the official leak was actually correct.
It was correct. It was correct. Look at that fire thing of Illidan in the background. That looked like an absolute unit,
many
though.
Memories, right? Like exploring the fungal forests of Zangarmarsh, or being awestruck at the chaotic magic alive in Netherstorm, the Draenei in Exodar, the Blood Elves in Silvermoon. I love playing them both. Do you choose to enlist the Aldor or the Scryers in your quest to fight the Legion? And of course,
do we get a date?
Can't forget gathering all your friends to fight Illidan at the top of the Black Temple.
Yes.
Let's see. Let's see.
Can't wait to relive it all with you. Since the team first set out on their own quest to bring the original WoW back to life, we have learned a ton about what players are expecting from this kind of experience.
Mm-hmm.
We've also learned when to keep things just as they were.
Oh shit! Okay, here we go.
Community engagement.
Open to some changes.
Okay, no changes.
All these lessons into Burning Crusade Classic, with our primary goal to bring back the same feeling you had when you faced the Fell Reaver for the first time.
I see what they did there.
Or
I see what they did there.
when you were digging through piles of Fellhound poop.
Yes.
Of course, we
There we
can't
go.
get this right without you, our incredible community. Soon, you'll be able to revisit Outland yourself when beta starts and tell us what you think.
Oh, beta.
So there's gonna
She
be
said
beta.
soon.
All WoW Classic players are going to be presented with a meaningful choice for each one of your beloved characters. Do you want to move on into Burning Crusade Classic? Or do you want to stay
There it is.
in the original Classic
So you can still play
era
Classic. You have to choose.
forever?
Yeah.
That's great.
Whatever you decide,
That's
you
fantastic.
can do it all with your one WoW subscription. Now, I know I've thrown a lot at you, but don't worry. We'll be getting into the details in
Panel
our
later.
panel
There we go.
today.
Okay.
So stick with us.
Oh my
We'll make
God,
sure
guys.
You are prepared.
There's actually a lot in there, man.
Okay.
I wanted to throw a. I wanted to throw a. By the way, date.
TBC beta soon. All right, let's talk, boys. Let's talk.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we know for a fact that you're going to be able to
Turn it down a little bit.
transfer your character, right? Like that's it. You're going to be able to transfer your character. There's still a lot to talk about.
And, okay,
but holy
they're gonna-
fucking shit, was that? I'm fucking. Oh
So
my God.
Classic WoW will still be preserved as well, right? You can still play vanilla servers.
They're going to continue on the realms as they are into TBC, and they're going to give you the option to transfer your character for free to a Classic permanent.
Also, they're
realm.
definitely going to do some changes, right? The way they
Yes.
said
Oh,
that.
yeah, for sure
Like,
changes.
there will be some changes.
So Melderon thinks that there isn't going to be fresh when she said forever. He said fresh classic.
No fresh TBC, I don't think.
Well, here's the thing: they could bring out fresh TBC realms that are just like, I mean, like, because they're going to need more realms probably, right? So they could start. But then the question is, are people going to be allowed to transfer there from the beginning? So we still got a lot to talk about, right? There's still a lot to go over.
We also. Next up, you'll get an update on all things.
Here it is. Here it is.
Yes, dude.
Here we go.
Let's fucking
Yo,
go.
look how much cooler this looks, bro. Come on, son. I love WoW just as much as anybody else. An actual badass game. Can we get some poggers in the chat? Oh, man. They
Yo,
even
we got
darkened the
Lilith in the
stage.
ch- Oh my God.
I am so excited to kick off the Diablo segment of our show
and I am honored to be here on behalf of all of our
I have the chills.
Updates.
I literally have goosebumps.
Me too.
We've got a lot of Diablo to cover, and I hope you'll agree with me that it's a great time to be a member of this community.
Oh.
All right, let's kick
I
things
want
off
that
with
shirt,
Diablo
dude.
4. We first shared our game with you during Blizzcon
Even
of
the music, man.
2019, and we've been truly humbled by your response.
Look at the logo.
We've kept in touch
It's actually
with
clean.
early updates and sincerely appreciate the thoughts and valuable feedback you've provided as we
Look at that
unveil
art style,
more and
Kargoz.
more of the
I
game
know, dude.
we
I
share
know,
in its
brother.
development. After all, Diablo belongs to you as much as it belongs to us.
Wow, what a great statement, actually. The first, like,
Most
honest, cool
recently,
thing they've said, I swear.
We teased an update to our campfire screen.
If you love your IP,
And
you give it
savvy
away.
Fans, of course, understood that we meant more than just the character lighting and fire
So
visual
cool.
effects.
The background.
That's right. Today,
Notice
we're
the
happy to
stark
announce
difference
a
in art
brave new
style.
soul joining the barbarian, the
New class?
sorcerer, and the druid on this dangerous journey back
Music,
to
that music.
A
Please
class
say Amazon.
is one of the most exciting
I don't care
things
what it
you
is.
can
Take my
announce
money.
in a Diablo game.
Take my money.
This one is especially exciting to me as it's a re-envisioning of one of the first classes to ever appear in the series. Let's have a
Amazon,
look.
dude.
Oh my god, they have a trailer for it too?
Oh
kidding me?
my
You're kidding me, bro.
God.
You're kidding me.
Barb's already announced. It's got to be Amazon. They're not doing Sorceress. They did Wizard and Diablo 3.
Paladin? No.
It can't be Assassin. It could be Assassin, actually.
Yo, Winky, I'm about to become a Diablo Andy, man, I swear.
I already am, bro. Join me, Melderon. Oh my fuck! This.
May Akarat guide and
Imagine if Warcraft looked like this. Hello, hello,
This
hello.
is a paladin. This is a fucking paladin.
It's gotta be
guys.
Paladin, right? Has to be.
It's a fucking paladin.
Granted mercy.
No?
and granted.
Are they debating us?
What are you doing here?
It's an assassin?
Is not the time.
But this is confession.
Rogue?
I have.
No, it's assassin.
She's putting a severed ear on the
She's got-
table. Imagine making
This
savage,
is-
cool video games. Imagine.
Who stole from those more fortunate. I strayed from your light.
Collecting ears. You love to see it.
In the shadow.
This is a throwback to D2, bro.
Shooting people through the throat. You love to see it.
Murder. I say, job well done.
Oh, this is sick. We have our assassin back, dude.
I am a thief, a heretic, a murderer, father. Will Akarat save me?
Say yes.
You mock our light. But those monsters were a scourge upon my flock. And you were the answer to their prayers.
Then we are settled, and you owe me.
The name you see is. Thank the heavens for you.
Heavens. I assure you, Father,
She has no ear herself.
the heavens didn't send me.
That's his daughter?
It is the fucking rogue!
Let's fucking go. Dude.
Let's go.
Is it just me, or is it another game studio making this, bro? This is so much cooler than anything they've said or done. Like, can they just splinter off and make their own game company? Hello?
D fucking one vibe, dude.
Bro.
Oh, yeah.
How is this even for the same audience? How are they even showing this at BlizzCon? It's so different compared to everything else.
No, but it's not like an original Rogue. They do melee and shit. Like,
yeah. Will they have traps?
Oh, volley? What?
Ooh, what was that? Yo. Dude, that looks fucking...
Look at that logo. Look at that logo. I might even get that tattooed on my face, bro. No, I'm not gonna...
Look at all the ears, dude.
Ear collection.
He's got the string of ears.
Yo, guys,
what a Chad,
dude.
Wow.
Yo, this game is so sick.
Sound of that ear getting pierced by the hook is so brutal. I feel like it's gonna.
The Tristram music comes in right there, bro.
I've been a huge fan of the
first
Rogue
fucking
ever
Diablo
since the original
voice.
Diablo. Even seeing them come back as NPCs and mercenaries in Diablo 2's Rogue Encampment served as a great bridge between the games. With the setting of Diablo 4 being a larger world than we've ever played in before, we're
You guys can put in
excited
for the
to
beta
show
right now if you're gonna do
not
that.
just what the successors to the
Can you
original
really?
Rogues in the series
This is my Blizzard right here. This is my Blizzard, not the other Blizzard,
but
bro.
also what some of the other rogues in the world
Can
of
you link it,
Sanctuary might
Crix?
look like.
Do it now.
The mantra
Fuck
for
yeah, dude,
Diablo
thank you.
4 has been customization first. And the Rogue
On the very top right, you'll see
takes us
opt in
to a
for the
whole new
beta and just do it right
From
now
the
before
beginning,
anybody else does.
The
It just now
Rogue
started
has
like
been
5 minutes ago.
incredibly
5 minutes ago?
flexible
Okay.
class,
Yeah.
able to adapt to any situation. Our goal is to let you create the kind of rogue
This is my Blizzard,
that
though,
you
man.
wanna play.
It's so far removed from everything else going on. They need to just make their own company. They need to make their own company and base somewhere else,
Or a
man.
cloak and dagger rogue from the darkest alleys of Chaldeum. In Diablo 4,
Cloak and
you will have
dagger
the
rogue
freedom
looks sick,
to create
dude.
the rogue that you imagine by customizing the looks, the background, and the playstyle of your character. Please stick around for our segment later today, where I'll be joined by other members of the Diablo 4 team to share a closer look at the rogue class, as well as some of the open world gameplay that we're bringing to the game. Spoilers, those severed ears are not just for show. But Diablo 4 is not the only Diablo game we're talking about today.
Come on, baby.
If you're looking for an authentic Diablo experience on
Oh
mobile,
god, here comes
we've
Immortal.
got you
Fuck.
covered.
Okay.
Diablo Immortal
I don't see
has
it over
everything
here,
you'd expect from a
Crix.
AAA
Scroll
action
down.
RPG. From the visceral combat and epic loot.
It's
to
right
an
under
all-new
subscribe now.
story
I'm
Yeah,
ready
yeah,
to bring
I
shit
got
classic.
it.
between
Go.
the events of Diablo 2
Yo, that's
and Diablo
big.
3. Later today, you can join the Immortal
Alright.
team.
Makes me scared.
Where they'll talk
we're
about
opting
some
in
of
for the
things
beta,
they've
so-
learned from their recent alpha test.
Wait, he said it's
What's
not all.
next for the game.
Oh.
But that's still not all.
Okay, come on,
We
please,
have
please,
one
God,
last bit of
please,
very
God.
Exciting Diablo news to cover. When you hear us talk about the classes, the items, or the stories of the early Diablo games,
He said early Diablo
you
games.
may have picked up on the
Oh,
absolute
dude.
reverent tone we reserve for that golden era of Diablo.
Oh,
Maybe
please, one
you share
time.
that love of the classics, and just hearing us talk about them makes you want to take on Mephisto or Baal one more time. Or maybe even for the first time.
Oh, it's happening.
After all, some of our favorite
The
No,
D-tier.
Winky, I'm gonna be
have
heartbroken.
a long time
D2, dude.
ago.
I'm gonna be heartbroken
Not
if it's
just
not
in
Winky. I swear to God, bro.
No, he said one more
So,
time. He said
we
bail
have
one more
a
time.
special surprise for you today. Let's
Guys,
check it out.
is
I've
this
never
it?
wanted anything more. I actually
This
want
is
this
it.
more than
This
TBC
is it.
Classic, maybe. No way. Please, please be D2 resurrected. Please. Oh,
That's dude. That's Bale talking.
please be D2 resurrected. Please channel your energy, chat. Please, I just need this help from you, chat. One time. I need your energy, chat.
oh my God. This is it?
Please, bro. I'm about to break something. No, that's a 2.
No fucking way.
Oh my God!
I need to fucking skip the music.
Though this be our darkest hour,
It's happening, guys.
your greatest moments.
No way, dude. The music, everything, bro. Splinter off, Diablo team. Make your own company, please.
Look at the fucking graphics.
Oh my God, it actually looks sick.
Guys, it's fucking happening.
It's happening, bro. Where's Melderon Death? Where is he? Yo, it looks sick, dude.
My fucking God.
It actually looks serviceable graphics. Fresh coat of paint. On PC and consoles, which is fine. With cross progression.
No fucking way.
No fucking way. No fucking way.
Bro, about to quit WoW.
I'm not. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It looks so
Guys,
good.
it's fucking here!
Bro,
It's fucking here!
why are we more excited about this than TBC Classic?
So fucking good.
This fucking year!
This year, Diablo?
I'm signing up right fucking now. Diablo.com.
After more than 20 years, the
I
Dark
love this theme, bro.
Wanderer
Holy shit.
And once again, he travels east. Always east.
Oh my
Diablo
god.
2 is a landmark game for Blizzard. Diablo 2 Resurrected is a full HD remaster of both the original
No
game
fucking
and
can't believe
the
it!
expansion.
They need to make their own company, Diablo Games or something. I don't know.
2D sprite-based
It-
classic that we love, and brings it into the present in 3D, utilizing up-to-date graphical rendering and lighting technologies.
Do you
Also
do you know how fucking hard this was for them? They lost the Diablo 2 game files, guys.
Recreated shot for shot.
Compare
with the explicit intention.
Go put in for the alpha right now, guys.
both
Go put in the alpha right now. Diablo.com.
And the pacing of the original movies. Blizzard has a long history of games that we're proud of. And when we think about Diablo 2, we think about it as a definitive pillar in our foundation.
Yo.
Now, it's funny to think that some of you weren't even born when D2 was released.
True.
Which makes it all the more important that we deliver an authentic
Authentic.
wherever you play. We want everyone to relive their memories.
Does that mean I can cheese Mephisto runs
the very
forever?
first time on their platform of choice.
Diablo game this year? New Diablo game this year?
Bring Diablo 2 Resurrected to PC and console, along with cross progression. And for those of you who are in love with the original, and you just wish it worked more seamlessly on modern computers, you can bring back all of that nostalgia exactly as you remember. And enjoy the game
Yo! So you can play it the original way too, but with
much like we did with StarCraft Remastered.
probably with 60 FPS though, 60 FPS, right? Because the FPS was a big issue. Probably 1920 by 1080.
Later today, Diablo speedrunner Mr. Llama will host
Mr.
our
Llama?
with members of the development team on the dedicated Diablo channel. If you are a Diablo 2
Oh my
fan,
god,
I
dude.
encourage you to take a look.
On the dedicated Diablo channel.
Am I dreaming right now?
From Diablo 2 Resurrected to Burning Crusade Classic
I'm never playing TBC.
to the Blizzard Arcade
I'm sorry, guys.
Collection. It's a whole lot of looking
It's
back.
not. I'm sorry.
Already know about.
You can play Diablo 2
forward to
in up
talking
to
to you about
4K.
When the time is right.
Wow, that's insane, man. Yo, you want to hear something kind of weird though?
The real
Unsettling?
The worlds of Warcraft.
I don't even know what this guy's saying
Diablo,
right
StarCraft, Heroes of the Storm,
Character boost
Overwatch,
58.
and Hearthstone are diverse.
You can pump 58 character
instant
boost on
58.
on TBC?
Yeah.
We are not only iterating on the
Instant
experience
58,
Are you
bro.
talking about WoW?
Instant
Yeah.
58
Also
TBC.
How do you know? Where did that come
People
out?
are DMing me right now, the image of it.
more players.
Wait, what?
Oh,
No.
post it in the Discord.
And we aspire
There's character
to
boosting?
continue to lead on priorities like
Probably, yeah.
accessibility,
You don't have to do classic leveling
toxicity
anymore.
control.
You just go straight to
No,
58.
dude. No.
that have a
Oh,
positive
hardcore 1 to
impact
60 just got so easy.
Did you guys see the character
We want to
boost?
continue to bring
Can
Yeah,
you
we're talking
post
about it
it?
right now.
That's what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, I just sent it to you.
achievement.
Also
in Discord
clone
right now.
one character? Also clone
He's
one
T.
character?
No, Burning Crusade boost.
Diablo.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah.
That's kind of bullshit, though, to be honest.
Just one. Who cares? And you can't do Drain Out or
Oh, you can only do one?
Yeah, you have one per account, and you can't do Drain Out or Blood Elf.
And you can't do it on Classic Era Realms, which is
Nope.
good.
Still, I
So
do
there's
think...
my Orc Warlock right there. Now I don't have to level one up. What's up?
I mean, I think that's really bad, personally. I mean, I'm still really happy with everything going on.
Well, the-
Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be
Oh,
like...
the beta's just for the boot. Oh, that's just for beta? The boost is?
Oh, if it's just for beta, then fuck it.
Oh, just
It
for
doesn't-
beta?
it doesn't say that anywhere in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It says if you don't have characters ready for the journey beyond the Dark Portal and are interested in adventuring an outland with your friends, we will offer an optional level 58 character boost service closer to the launch of Burning Crusade Classic. That's actually horrible, bro.
Wow.
It's
one level 58. Why is that? Why is there a trip on that?
It removes the just removes the leveling from the game pretty much. It's like what they did in the later versions of the game.
True. Oh well, who cares? TBC.
Maybe is it only before TBC comes out?
No, it's just a service. You can just so you basically don't have to level anymore. Just Outland. Old world.
One
You
character.
only get
Only one character per account, Kargoz. It's
No,
okay.
but they
chill,
said
bud. You're
service,
all right.
bro. It says service. That's not one character per account. It says service.
Bro, only one character per World of Warcraft account. It says it on the bottom.
Yeah, it says it right on the bottom.
Well, what does a service mean? That doesn't sound like a service. That sounds like I mean maybe. All right.
A one-time service, maybe.
Maybe a one-time service.
This year,
I'm hyped about Diablo. That shit was
and the
hot.
next 30 years. They'll hear about Overwatch 2.
Yo,
new
Diablo
content,
2
new
Remastered
features,
looks better than
including
Diablo
new
3
maps,
does right
hero
now in
missions,
terms of graphics.
talent
Yeah,
trees,
I'm so excited for it,
and
man.
more of what we think.
Skip classic leveling.
Okay. A lot of things just happened.
The cross-platform with cross-save capability on Diablo 2, Kargoz, I can go to your house with my Switch and play...
Wait, did you guys hear about pre-nerf bosses?
What?
For several bosses, bug fixed and nerfed in Burning Crusade, but players might be interested in trying their hand on fights that are far more challengeable. For instance, Lady Vash, the final encounter in SSC was incredibly difficult to kill, and then she was nerfed. But Blizzard will let her launch in pre-nerf form, so guilds that win a challenge can try their hand at that before eventually bringing the nerf. It's pre-nerf.
One time!
Fucking pre-nerf.
That's actually dope. That's cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of, I mean, but everything is pre-nerf on private servers too, right, Crix, or no?
No, some servers do, some don't. But they're all overtuned to hell.
Right. Okay.
I really don't care.
It goes for Mirror Fight and Sunworld.
That's really good. I think the seal thing is good that they're doing that at 70. That's pretty nice. I don't know. It does look like if I have never played WoW Classic, but I'm interested in the Burning Crusade Classic. How can I join my friends? If you don't have characters ready for the journey beyond the Dark Portal and are interested in adventuring in Outland with your friends, we will offer a 58 character boost service closer to the launch of Burning Crusade Classic. So, yeah, pretty much. You can make a new account and just get an instant 58. So, I mean, if you want to, you can pretty much get all the classes up there.
I mean, the boost thing, honestly, like let's look. The boost thing isn't the end of the world, right? It's not that bad. The seal thing really isn't that bad, right?
The seal thing I think is good.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Honestly though, the fucking pre-nerf shit, dude, that's gonna be fucking huge. I hope they talk about something about like the tinnitus too. But like the thing is that they're thinking about stuff, right? They're putting options out there, and there's still a possibility that there could be like some things that change, you know, from here till then. So, but the good thing is they're open to some stuff, right? They're open to
pre-nerf.
There's just no reason to level anymore if you're not doing hardcore, right? We can all pretty much agree that. Like
pre-nerf Oru is fucking ridiculous.
Pre-nerf Muru
is you know how many times I wiped on that fucking guy back in the day.
Sure, but this stuff is still going to be easier than peace server values, though, right, Crix? So
but
it's still going to
be
yeah. It's going to be a little bit easier in peace servers, but it's still, these raids are not going to be pushovers, guys. This is going to be rough.
Yeah,
this is real shit.
Which is going to be dope. We need that. That's literally they saved TBC.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, there's so much to process, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't feel too good about the boost thing, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like,
you know, as an Alliance player though, I'm just gonna, because I think I'm one of the only ones on this call that plays Alliance. I'm actually stoked that we get Seal of Blood. It's gonna keep people playing Alliance.
Yeah, I mean they gave it to them in fucking Wrath, right? It's like, you know,
isn't this gonna be bad for like botting and stuff too? Aren't people just gonna make a new account, get a 58, and just be able to make a bot like so much faster? I mean, honestly, it really bothers me, the 58 boost. I'm sorry if I'm putting a damper on things. I just think that was a major step with retail towards making the characters feel a lot less like personable, you know, when they're just like, if you're not playing hardcore, there's really no reason to level out in the open world. Like that's how it feels as somebody who's like reasonably sweaty, you know. I don't know.
So we've confirmed that you can do it with one per account, right? Like it's not going to be a massive thing. If anything, someone's going to boost something to farm gold with, right? They're not going to boost their main character. They already have their main character, right? Like I don't think TBC is going to bring in, you know, 400,000 players that never played Classic. It's going to be the majority is going to be people who already have been playing Classic and then go into TBC anyway. They're going to have tunes.
Yeah, I mean, you're just going to be able to play whatever class you want, which may be good. That may be a good thing, you know. Like if you want to,
I definitely don't think it's a good thing.
Here comes the World of Warcraft panel, right?
All right, let's see.
Yeah.
Yo, can we take bets on which question is going to be the red shirt guy type question?
Here it is.
Oh, where are you guys watching?
Deep Dive. I'm watching it on Blizzcon.com.
I'm doing the YouTube.
Yeah, and then you go to World of Warcraft. Here it is.
Welcome everyone to our Deep Dive panel for WoW Classic.
Oh my God, for WoW Classic?
WoW Classic first on the Deep?
Holy shit.
I'm the principal producer
They recognize, dude. They know what people want.
Yeah.
Background, I spent 13 years working on EverQuest.
Holly long legs.
Game designer.
Ooh, I have to pee so fucking bad. Oh my god.
Yo, look at that mug though.
That said,
I want the cup.
I've been a WoW player since beta, so this is obviously a dream come true for me.
She plays well.
To be here with you.
I'm Patrick Dawson. I'm the production director for World of Warcraft. I've been at Blizzard for 15 years now, and have been on WoW for most of that time. Avid WoW player myself, and really excited to open up that dark portal again as we all step through it.
And my name's Brian Birmingham, and I'm the lead software engineer on WoW Classic. I've also been at Blizzard for 15 years. I started on World of Warcraft. I spent about 3 years on Hearthstone as well, and then came back to the World of Warcraft team to work on WoW Classic. It's been a great joy to me to work on this team.
There's a lot to talk about today.
Yeah.
So earlier we announced,
here it is.
Yay, Burning Crusade Classic is coming, but there's a lot more to it. Let's take a look at the features, because wow. I mean,
wow.
Right?
Wow.
I was so excited by playing Draenei and Blood Elves. I played both, and I will say my heart's with Alliance. And I also took up jewel crafting on my Draenei Shaman. I wanted to corner the market. Just the whole notion of having items with sockets and just exploring that whole system. I'm also a bit of a systems nerd. So I completely lost my time for weeks in there.
The Burning Crusade, I remember being there back then. I mean, it was our first expansion ever. So all the new features was like this really cool moment of like, what's coming next, what's going to happen. And one of the things that was pretty impactful to the game was Horde having Paladins and Alliance having Shaman. I mean, as an avid PvPer myself, I remember going back and trying to fight Shaman. I was Alliance back then. And just not understanding that class at all, because my team didn't have it. So like I'd try to poly them and it'd be like grounding totem. I didn't know what that was. And it's just like, why are Shaman immune to everything? I don't understand.
That's not what you said.
Yeah, no, I did.
No, you said they're cheating.
I understood polymorph druids, but Shaman, why? Like now I started to understand Shaman a little bit better. We got some of their benefits.
That's how you feel when you play talking about grounding
got
totem.
to see totems being placed out on my side for once, and got to see the frustration of dealing with Bubble Hearth on the other.
Yeah, I remember when I was doing raids, we were always jealous of the Alliance having Paladins for Blessing of Salvation. Like
this is
people
how
would be
happy
pulling
you are
aggro
when you
off me,
play
and I'd be
Classic.
yelling at them like, "Wait for 3 Sunders!" And then Alliance just like, "No, it's no problem. Just go."
Yep. So hey, I mean, we were upset raiding like Razorgore without Earthbind. I mean, really even the playing field for both PvE and PvP, which was kind of cool. But there were a ton of new features and just abilities.
There's the
too, as we got to level 70 and got to experience new content and new things. I remember one of my first experiences with understanding what it meant, but for
I'm feeling so weird right now. So much information is hitting me,
because I was an engineer, right? I wasn't a designer. I was working on like the live.
I hate to sound like a doomer right now, but honestly, like I don't think anything tops Diablo 2 for me. Like I don't
play mage, and
I don't think they could.
I sent this long email to Tom Chilton.
Unless they say TBC comes out tomorrow.
Here's what
that's my highlight. You know what I mean?
Dawson Manifesto.
I just feel like I would vibe so much harder with the Diablo team too. The people making the game, right?
And
They
what
feel
was
like
in it was things like bring back.
They're the only ones with
visibility,
tattoos.
let's get
I'll leave it at that.
I'm all about
and I didn't even
TBC,
necessarily
guys.
tie
Come
those
on,
two
man.
together.
Fuck.
He was like, that's a pretty good idea. Let's get mages and visibility.
I'm
And
stoked for
just knowing
TBC. Don't get me wrong, and I'm going to be pumping like no other. But D2 it changed my life as a kid, and it's about to change my life all over again.
On the other side of that, I was really excited about Spell Reflect because I was really frustrated with getting polymorphed and being able to like reflect that back on the mage.
Yeah, they need to be like drinking blood out of those mugs for Kargoz to be happy.
No, I mean, just gotta be talking about it seriously, you know? It's like,
and there were even some
let's
PvP
get to the
deafening
point. I know,
laughter,
that's what I'm
like,
saying on my
abilities
stream,
to
it's like fake smiles and
back.
stuff, man. I don't know.
They're literally like reminiscing right now.
They're wasting time.
As well.
I was a hunter.
Let's get it.
Trying to sweeten this up.
Let's see them step up to the plate and defend some of the decisions they're going to make. Right? They're calling the shots on how they want to do the servers. Let's hear their stance on it.
Yep.
Talking about that too makes me think of like the arenas and the arena system. That was a whole new.
They're doing like an
world
introduction
for us,
to like
with
what
battlegrounds and the way they worked before, like the way the matchmaking
Like imagine
happened. Usually I was
letting someone that didn't know what grounding totem
get in
is
there and stomp
decide the fate of the server.
It was just there to be casual, or even though
As
like,
Crix
we were a
would
good
say.
team, we weren't like the best of the best.
So when we ended up going against one of those teams, it was just like, well, geez, we're just getting stomped now. This is tough. Arenas gave everyone an opportunity to play against equal-minded opponents, right? So if you were a little bit more casual, you get the opportunity to play against people who weren't maybe so competitive. Or if you were like cutting edge,
yeah, they didn't
like
say
try to be
anything
the
about
best
arenas,
of the
right?
best. And what was great about that is it really just it spawned an esport.
Like
That wasn't
we
we didn't design it for that. We just wanted people to have fun. But when we noticed like, hey, everybody's playing this, everybody's like competing in this, people are watching it, we had to embrace that. We started featuring it at Blizzcon, and we've been doing it every year since.
Arena tournaments for
really awesome.
TBC.
I think one of my favorite things to recollect was the exciting zones that you would travel through. One of my favorite memories was actually in the first zone, Hellfire Peninsula, and it was adventuring around
literally
Hellfire
like a
Peninsula,
10-minute block
going
of
around
the
and doing all
deep
those quests,
dive, going into
and
just
always living in fear of the Fel Reaper.
I think
because you'd be
most people maybe they're not
parts from like a broken
as
Zeppelin,
entrenched in
and
TBC
you'd be fighting off your Hellbores, and then all of a sudden you'd see
This would be like an interview with me and Kargoz right now. Just fucking going on about random shit.
They could.
You're like, oh my god, I got to run. He's right on top of me.
Twitter right
Sounds still haunts my dreams.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's terrifying.
Guys, there's a spot on this round table for me. Right there, look, right there. I can fit there.
And then the payoff when you later go to Netherstorm and they give you the quest, they're like, could you get me a part from inside the Fel Reaver? You're going to have to kill him. And you're like, that guy? Like that guy that used to terrorize me? And they're like, yeah, I think you could take him now. And that was such an exciting payoff to be able to like bring that full circle and go back and see him again.
For me, I snuck into beta. I got really lucky because I could see the construction sign for some of the zones, and of course I ignored it and went and explored. So I remember running through Blade's Edge and just seeing dragon carcasses and skeletons impaled in the environment, and then moving on to Netherstorm. I just was blown away, even from Zangermarsh all the way through. Everything felt like its own world. And just be able to go through that and just the delight of it and the epicness of it. And then you
can boost your
come up
character
to Area 52. That's what I love about WoW, is you can have epic storylines and still find lightness in it. So I just loved it. I love it. I'm an explorer. So
you know, for me, I remember Burning Crusade really opened up a new gameplay type for me. I became a collector in Burning Crusade.
We don't care. We want to patch. Let's go.
It started with the Outdoor and Scryer rep. Because I got my outer rep all the way up, and then
sorry if the sound is
about
scuffed, guys. It's tough to try to equalize it all. Hopefully it's not too bad. Just keep putting the feedback in.
And I was like, I bet I can. You know, just to prove people wrong. And I did. And it was cool. It was really fun. But then I started doing other things.
You gotta admit, guys, this is fucking hilarious. Like the fact that we're all waiting on the fucking edge of our seats, and this is what they're talking about right now.
But then like things like Netherwing Ledge came out.
I don't know if they're gonna talk about the issues of the server though, man. I think that maybe that's too niche or something.
Of course, we also had flying mounts, which I loved.
Please tell me this isn't a 30-minute reminiscing around the table, dude.
Like, hey guys, listen, we really like TBC. Trust us, we do. Like, okay.
Is this called Deep Dive? That's what it's called on the schedule?
Probably. Yeah, it was called the.
You fly around harassing people with that.
Yeah, I was getting a lot of honor.
I mean, they legit called it the Deep Dive.
So
here we go.
That's
here
just
we
a
go.
quick look
okay.
at some of our memories for Burning Crusade, and that was 13 years ago. So that code has been hanging around for 13 years. And we're not just doing a save as Burning Crusade Classic.
Oh no, it's a lot harder than that.
So let's get into some of those details.
Okay. One of the challenges has been that we don't actually want to ship on the old code. And the reason for that is because it's got a lot of bugs and difficulties with the architecture that we don't want to have to deal with. But we do want that old data. And we talked about this when we did the original launch of Classic, was how the data is really the thing that describes how the game is supposed to be played and what things are supposed to happen in it. And so we want to bring that old data and we want to run it on the modern code, the same as we did for Classic. And there's like 750,000 rows of data that we have to go through and convert from their old formats to their new formats. And fortunately, we have really talented engineers, and we run automated scripts that go through this. But even after we've run these scripts, we have to compare them with with how it used to behave and make sure that we've actually done the conversion correctly. And then there's even some things that are making it more difficult this time, like the fact that we've made a couple of minor changes or bug fixes in the Classic data. And we want to make sure that we keep those as we're going into Burning Crusade. So we have to merge those changes with the changes that happened with the Burning Crusade originally, and make sure that we have a coherent set of changes that make sense to bring us from Classic into the Burning Crusade.
There's an enormous amount of time spent looking at, okay, this is how it came out now. We have a reference client that is the original.
That's right. We do use the old code for that. So like we still have it. We just don't want to ship on that anymore. But we have like the old code with the old data, knows exactly how it's supposed to behave. So those things work together, and we can bring that up internally and take a look at it and say like, okay, this is how it was back then. This is exactly what it used to look like. And we do sometimes find things that are bugs we still want to fix, but a lot of times it will tell us like, oh, this thing is not a bug. This is actually the intended behavior, or this is something we don't really remember right. There's a tendency to want to chase your own memory, like, I remember it being like this, and it's like, no.
In Discord I sent you guys, that's this girl right here.
It's not always exactly the way you remember it. Everybody has that kind of human failing, even us, and so a lot of times we'll have an argument,
it's
well,
not.
I remember it this way, well, I remember it this way. Let's go and check. We can look.
Well, you know, another reason to ship on the new code is really just the years of stability improvements and the fact that the world
that might be
looked the
fake,
same
bro. No way.
back in 2007
I remember
as it
that
does
when
today.
that came out.
There wasn't cloud architecture at that point. I remember I had the privilege of being on the live ops team where I got to see what all the servers looked like and how it was all architected. And to pull back the curtain on this a bit, the way it was is everything was its own like server, right? Like they didn't really talk to each other very well. So each realm had 11 blades on it, and these blades were just bare metal blades, and like one blade was for Azeroth, one blade was for Kalimdor, one was for Outland, and then we had some for instances. And you know, back then what would happen without cloud is you would try to request resources, and maybe a lot of people were running dungeons, and so it would give you back things like transfer aborted instance not found.
Wait, that's not true,
Like
right?
we don't want to go back to those.
Where'd you hear that, Crix?
So now we can take advantage of things like the cloud and not have those resource issues. So shipping on this new code is a big improvement in stability.
Yeah, and so we're weaving all these threads together. We did finally get a build for Burning Crusade Classic. Super excited. With the team gets together, we're preparing for a playtest, and we go to create our characters, and we see this blood elf who, you know, he remembers the sun well.
Oh, God.
Forgot his
What?
Yeah.
So everything didn't work the first time?
What? I know.
Yeah, I did mention like we had to go through and check for problems in those conversion scripts. And so yeah, sure enough, what's going on here is that this guy thinks he's dressed, but he isn't, and you can see why he thinks he's dressed if you look down.
Does that happen to you a lot?
Only in my high school dreams.
You can see if you look at his calves, you can see that he's got they're flared out because he thinks he's wearing boots. And the way the system works is we first set the geometry up for all the items that you're supposed to be wearing, and then we layer on various images that we call textures, and we'd use those to build up a single composite texture that's then wrapped around the geometry. But of course, in this case, when we were layering them on, none of the textures were assigned. So it just started with his,
They're really
naked
talking
body,
about this
and then was going to go layer on textures and find it. So it thinks he's dressed, and so it's removed the underwear because it thinks it's put clothes on top. But there aren't anything there. They're all just completely transparent.
The TLDR is, hey guys,
like
developing is hard.
He's wearing
and we
invisible
understand
clothes.
that. We just want to know when it's going to be done, you know?
We'll see. They're getting there.
And then, of course, I wanted to try
Haven't even heard about like
because
2.4.3 yet or anything like that. Like, come
I'm
on.
an Alliance girl. And this Draenei looks to be heads above the rest.
That's not the Exodar.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
It's done Morrow, right?
It is, and that's exactly the problem. It looks like the Draenei's too tall, but the real problem is that we're in the wrong place. And so, yeah, when you go to the Dunmorrow character select screen, of course, the camera is positioned for much shorter races like gnomes and dwarves, and so it's about knee high on a Draenei.
And then water. Really, Brian? We have water and Hellfire?
Yeah, so
Go for a swim.
it turns out that Outland has a funny, unique feature that it doesn't have any oceans because the water just all falls off the edges and goes out into space or something like that. I'm not sure how that works in the game universe.
Magic.
But yeah, there's no ocean there. But we had accidentally flagged it to generate ocean, so we ended up flooding the entire world with an ocean until we found that and turned it back off.
So through all of these processes, yes, we're obviously we're fixing what is broken. But also, we thought it was a good time to start enacting what we call hashtag some changes.
Okay.
To gameplay and how things should work.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, like Classic, our guiding principle was no changes. The goal was to provide as true to life, authentic experience of Classic that we possibly could for the community, and we accomplished that. What was interesting to me is to see this vibrant community that embraced it and then said, hey, but we're not exactly the same as we were 15 years ago, right? And they're right. Like, the times have changed. The world has changed. And so some of those things that maybe were out there that were not great and were warts back in the day, is not something that we would want to ship again, like something that feels a little buggy or wrong or incorrect. So the idea behind this is let's provide what the Burning Crusade experience was without those warts.
This really, I think, illustrates the difference is spell batching. We actually had a lot of requests originally for spell batching in that kind of no changes charge, where they said, hey, I remember when I used to be able to have two mages polymorph one another, and they would both end up polymorphed. And that's cute and fun, and I kind of like that. And so we said, okay, well, we can put that back in. But the system that causes that is, of course, that the spells are batched up and processed in these giant batches. But over the last 2 years, people realized that what that comes with is about a half a second of kind of built-in latency, where you push a button and it doesn't actually take effect for that half a second while it's waiting to queue up the other ones to go with it. And people were starting to find that frustrating. I talked to a lot of people who said they were excited about it when it first came out with Classic, but after they've been playing with it for 2 years, they're really ready to see it go. And we're ready to take it out too. So we're going to remove spell batching with Burning Crusade.
That's talking about real
get it out of
every
here.
2 weeks I get a bug report and Vash is broken again. And it was because of stuff like this, right? Like if you vanish at the same time a fireball's hitting you, it's going to pop you out, right?
Exactly.
Like, and so we were trying to do all these hacky solutions to it, but the real answer is just don't spell batch.
Yeah.
But we didn't have the ability to do that.
Especially with pre-patch bosses.
Glad we're doing it now.
Yeah.
Another one that I can think of is just how the raiding community has matured, right? Like things were very different back in 2004, 2005 timelines compared to today. So, the raiding community knows exactly what's going on, and they want a challenge. They want more of a challenge. So, rather than always giving them like the last version of the boss, the final form of the boss, which maybe has been hit with a few nerfs, let's not do that anymore. Let's give them a more challenging version of the boss. I'll give you an example of Muru. Right, where the initial version of that boss had a lot of spell pushback, and so like that made it really tough to bring casting classes to that fight. We did fix that pretty quickly and change the fight to allow for that. Now that's a change we probably would incorporate in this, right? Like we don't want people to feel excluded or not part of being able to do a fight like that. But then probably a month or so after that, we nerfed Mover's health. That doesn't need to happen. Let's just keep it in hard form. We can evaluate any changes we need to make after that.
It's a unique selling point for Classic, right?
That's huge. That is huge.
You can say it's harder.
Yeah. So how did your mage handle the pushback?
I just was sad.
It feels personal, yeah.
No, I was the raid leader, so I got to choose who went. But
the one mage allowed to go.
Honestly, that's one of my favorite fights ever in World of Warcraft. That was a really, really fun fight.
That's awesome. Another change that we're talking about making is along the lines of that PvP balance and faction balance is, obviously with Burning Crusade, Paladins are introduced to the Horde and Shamans are introduced to the Alliance, and that was intended to be a balancing of the factions and let's make them even. And then they wanted to kind of keep a little bit of flavor of that faction identity, so they kept Seal of Blood on the Horde and Seal of Vengeance on the Alliance. It was intended to be equivalent power abilities that were just slightly different in flavor, but in retrospect, Seal of Blood was just so much better. And so one of the changes that we are going to make is we are going to give the opposite factions Seal to
that's
the
pretty
other
sweet,
faction.
man.
But we're going to do that at max level. So we keep just a little bit of that faction identity, where Horde will get Seal of Blood at level 64.
Triple good news,
schedule,
right?
And then get Seal of Vengeance at level 70. And similarly, Alliance will get Seal of Vengeance at level 64.
I wonder if they're going to talk about this boost, though, man. Is it just me? Am I the only one that this is
Another
like
thing we
fucking
want to talk about is arena teams. When it first came out in Burning Crusade, the arena team system only let you have the same number of players on your team that was the size of the bracket it was for. So, for example, a 3v3 team could only have 3 players on the team. So if someone was like sick or unavailable one night, you couldn't play. And that felt really frustrating. So we're definitely going to go with like the last version of that, where you could have twice the size of the bracket on your team roster.
On the team.
So that you had alternates you could swap in and out. And then that way, as long as anybody had participated in, I think, 30%
do the alternates get the rank?
Then
30,
they got
you have
the
to be
full credit
30%. 30%.
That's how it is on like endless
personal
stuff right now.
ratings
So.
versus team ratings.
30%.
I think that came later, and we're
right?
also considering
maybe
whether or not
personal
we want to
rating,
do
you
something
said.
with that as well. Because another thing that was problematic about arenas was the way that the ELO system was so inflationary. And so we're talking about whether or not we want to move forward with converting that to something more like the modern MMR system, so that it isn't as punishing to people in terms of like waiting hours for a match at the highest levels and things like that.
And another change, we're going to give players access to Blood Elf and Draenei early, so that before we actually open the Dark Portals, you'll have a chance to level those up.
I can't believe they're doing that.
Did originally.
Yeah, I remember I had a friend who was really frustrated that the rest of us were all running around.
That doesn't bother me at all. Does that bother you guys?
Yeah.
What's the problem?
A little bit. Hellfire's gonna be so packed.
When can I play with you guys? So yeah, I'm really glad we're doing it.
It's gonna be sharded though. They're gonna shard
that's the plan.
it.
Pre-patch will come out and you'll be able to go start your Blood Elves.
Pre-patch. You said pre-patch.
Yep. Pre-patch.
Phases.
So we've got some phases happening.
Yeah. So the content phases that we got coming are exciting. We're gonna start with Karazhan and Gruul's Lair and Magtheridon's Lair. And we want to start with just that.
Oh, baby, that's great news, bro. No TK, no SSE. Woo!
That's where all the tier 4
That's actually fucking
those raids.
poggers right
and
there,
we
bro.
want people to have an opportunity to level up, catch up to their friends, and all kind of go through these things together. So as we unlock each chapter, we want to make sure everybody's had enough time to be part of that chapter.
Isn't that what we all?
The next
Isn't that what we were
chapter
saying,
after
right?
that
Wouldn't that
will
be
be
the
phase
best?
2, which will be Serpent
There we
Shrine
go.
Cavern
Yep.
and Tempest Keep.
Time gated,
And
baby.
then we'll move on to phase
Let's
3,
go.
which is Hyjal and the Black Temple. And the reason that's a change is, of course, originally Hyjal was available from the launch of Burning Crusade, but nobody could really get in there because of the way the attunements work. So we'll unlock that as a later chapter alongside Black Temple. And then that'll go with Arena Season 2 at that point. And then Arena Season 3 will come out alongside Zulaman with a little bit of catch-up gear for anybody who's taken that long to catch up. It's another smaller instance, a 10-man. And then finally, Phase 5 will be Sunwell and Arena Season 4.
It's been a very busy year.
Yeah, it is. It's an expansion with a lot of it.
Yeah,
sounds great.
We've spent a lot of time talking about Burning
haven't said
Crusade
a single thing
Classic
that I
and
dislike
Burning
so
Crusade,
far.
which is exciting. We're very excited about it, but there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot coming, and we want to walk through how this is going to materialize.
Well, yeah, really the question is, we have a diverse player base where people have a lot of different wants and needs. And how do we get there? How do we get to the Burning Crusade? Well, the first group of people that we wanted to make sure that we were serving well is those people who do want to go to the Burning Crusade. We feel that most of the community is interested in this. They're going to want to do this. We want to make it simple and easy for them. So how are we going to do that?
As we said earlier, you're going to be able to make a choice. So we'll talk about and explore these choices in some detail, and I'll give you some examples. So to start with the current servers you're on now, Classic Live servers, are going to become what we're calling progression servers. And what that means is the servers that are live now will always unlock any expansion we release. So when we get to our patch day,
Lich can
you're going
confirm.
to be presented with a choice.
Heard that?
Do you want to continue on into the Burning Crusade, or do you want to move to Classic?
Any expansion
in that
we release.
space, you're going to do that
Mock
for
Classic
every
when?
single character. So for my example, I'm on Worm Reservoir.
BFA Classic when?
So I've got a level 60. I am definitely taking that on through to Burning Crusade. But I've got a couple of mid-levels that I know I want to move with my friends. Those are characters I level with my friends in Classic, and I want to continue that journey with them. We want to make it as easy and seamless as possible to just get right into Burning Crusade. But there are options.
That's awesome. I'm excited to hear that. I know there's a lot of my friends, for example, who maybe didn't really play Classic when it first came out, right? And so now they're behind.
Oh no!
And they're interested in playing the Burning Crusade. This was, for a lot of people, their favorite expansion that we've done.
Here it comes.
We want to make sure that those people are served too. And one of the ways we could do that is provide a boost.
We could, he
to
said.
people
There's
who
hope.
are interested in coming back, that maybe aren't interested in doing the Classic WoW experience. Please no. Really want to hop right into Outland as quickly as possible.
Don't do it to me.
Yeah, so the team, we spent quite a bit of time discussing it because we want to make sure we respect the time of the people that have been playing Classic.
The
for
copy
2
is
years.
fine, man. The
but
boost,
also,
come on now.
We want people
Please
to be able
no
to enjoy
boost.
Burning
She's
Crusade
saying
if
that
they
spent a
loved
lot
it
of
the
time
first time and maybe
talking to
missed Classic.
Activision
So
and figuring out
we
how to
are going to
monetize
offer
this.
a level 58 boost for purchase, but it does come with some restrictions. So it's going to be 1 per account. It's not going to be usable on Blood Elf or Draenei. It'll have some dungeon blues.
Wait, am I the only one who likes this boost because I don't play Classic?
It's the basics.
Yeah, I think
basically
you're
your Outland starting kit.
I don't got a level of priest no more, baby.
Look at the YouTube chat on Blizzcon.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, they're all saying no boost. Yep.
No
Look,
boost.
I know a lot of people came back.
I haven't seen a single person say yes.
It seems unnecessary. Do the copy thing short. The copy thing's fine.
I'm sure
The
some
boost,
people are
though,
going
come
to
on
love
now.
that, but for me, I came back for WoW Classic.
How dead are the old world zones going to be with
So-
boost?
Yeah, that was really important for us too.
This is 100% negative context
we,
in the chat.
we had all sat
Yep.
down and discussed
I haven't
like
seen a
how
single good
we
one.
should frame this. So when we get to
Still
our
no talk
patch
of
day,
Fresh
which
as well,
is
right?
prior to
No
the
talk
Dark
of
Portal
Fresh.
opening, when I said before, like I'll go back to my example for Worm Rest, we will be launching Classic Era Realms at the same time as we do our patch, and you will have that choice. So when you make the choice
Fresh.
to go to
Fresh
Burning
Classic.
Crusade Classic, or you make the choice, like on my example, my level 40 Druid, I want to move that character to Classic Era. And what Classic Era means is that those particular servers are going to stay in that era forever. So that is going to remain Classic till the end of time. It's never going to unlock expansions. You'll be able to
Which is
make
dope.
that choice for every single
like that a
character.
lot.
Do you go on to Burning Crusade, or do you choose to go to Classic Era? Let's say, you know, you're behind the times a little bit. You'll still be able to have that choice. We haven't locked it to a time window. You're not going to miss the boat to Era.
The choice sounds awesome, and choice in WoW is something that's meaningful. It's always been meaningful.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that's important when we look at the community, that you're going to choose to go to the Burning Crusade or you're going to choose to go to Classic. You know, some people may not be comfortable with that choice. And while we think that choice is important, we also recognize that there are folks that are going to want to play both, right? Like, yeah, see, right here. You have some stuff left to do in Classic that you wanted, and you want to keep that character in Classic, but you also are interested, that same character wants to raid with your friends.
That's exactly
TBC. So what does that look like? How do we make that happen?
So we're going to actually offer a paid service to let you make a copy of your character. And I know
Paid
like, copy's
service.
a big deal. So like you said, like this
Probably
is
good
something
that
you
it's
don't
paid.
want
Probably good that
automatic
it's
choice
paid.
for everybody.
Yeah, it's probably good
But
that
I
it's
know
paid.
that for me, it is.
I want
it
my
really is gonna
Warlock
be
to be
like
full
that,
T3
that
doing
pull
worse
to
on
go to
Gulch
both
in
places.
Classic WoW.
So I want to
That's
be
what
able to
Better
say,
than
like, you know
completely
what?
free.
I'm willing to pay some money for this. I want a copy of my character that lives in Classic Era forever, while I also go to Burning Crusade with that with that character. And that way I can stay with my friends who are really excited to go to Karazhan. I'm really excited to go to Karazhan. I want to see my hunter go through Karazhan, but if I'm missing like a couple pieces of my tier 3 set from Naxxramas, I still have an opportunity to go find a new guild there and go through Naxxramas again until I finish that set.
We're going to be spending a lot of time communicating these details.
Microtransactions,
So,
guys.
Even as much detail
I mean,
as we're
that's
keeping
fine,
now,
but
it's
I mean,
very
just the
high
boost,
level. There's
man,
going to
the
be a lot
boost
more
is-
detail
I
to
know.
come, so keep an ear out. But with that said,
Take the boost away, I'm a
it's
happy
so
camper.
packed.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we
When's all
go.
this happening?
Oh,
No patch.
soon.
Soon.
So yeah, this is something that is important to get. People are still playing through Naxxramas. We want to make sure that they have enough time to do that.
Okay.
But what we are looking at, this will be happening in 2021. For sure, we are committed to doing that. And what we're looking at is starting the beta rather soon. So hopefully that beta will go up and we'll get that running. The community can come and participate, help us out. We'll start to hear some feedback on the things we've talked about today. If there's any adjustments we need to make, we want to make sure we have a long enough beta period for that to happen. And then we'll get that out to the players so you can all enter the Dark Portal.
Yay!
Yeah, it's exciting.
Beta soon.
So any final words?
Yeah, I just talked about the beta, and I will say just to the community, you all have been so instrumental in making Classic the success that it has been, and you will be equally instrumental in making the Burning Crusade a tremendous success also. So please get in that beta, play, give us your feedback. We want to hear all about it.
If he means it, let's say no boost,
Enjoy,
guys.
welcome, and let's have some fun.
Yay!
Yeah, and it's been
If he
the
means
highlight
that
of
we're
my professional
instrumental,
career
if he
to
truly
work on
means
WoW
that,
Classic and have the support and love
say
of
some
this
hashtag
community.
no boosterino.
It is really special to me, and I'm really excited to be sharing this with all of you in the Burning Crusade.
Out of everything they just
and
said,
for me,
all I cared about was the patch.
I've been playing Classic since it launched, and I wasn't working at Blizzard then, and it's changed my life, obviously. So from me and the entire WoW team, we want to thank you for bringing Azeroth to life for us. So we will definitely be seeing you in game in whatever flavor you choose. And until then, stay classic.
Stay classic.
All right, guys. Let's talk about this.
Whoa, dude.
So,
Okay.
let me just say that I fucking did not think that they were going to do a pre-patch with allowing like Blood Elves enter an item level, and I'm not too worried about it, except that it's going to make fucking Hellfire Peninsula that much more packed.
Doesn't look like there's going to be fresh at all, by the way. They didn't
I don't
mention
know.
it on
No
time.
fresh.
It's not surprising though.
No fresh and 58 boost.
So I don't like the 58 boost at all.
I don't think that the
Coca-Cola.
Hellfire Peninsula
The
thing being
official
packed is going to be a
refreshment
deal.
of
I think they're just going to
Same.
shard it, like to Oblivion and back, right? You're
But
gonna
layer
be-
it, right? We saw it already. I thought I was crying
Yeah.
like crazy before Classic came out. I was like the biggest complainer talking about layering. I think
Yeah.
it was going to be the end of times. It didn't end up being It was still pretty bad though, actually, if you think about it. People were like spawning bosses with layers and shit, inside the dungeons. That was a whole separate kind of thing though. But the open world experience of layering wasn't too bad.
Right?
Yeah.
Where they would but to be honest, like I don't know. I don't think it was that bad. I got a little lucky. My server was one of the first servers to remove sharding altogether. So I got kind of lucky in that aspect, but I think it's required, dude. I legitimately don't see a world where we can go into Hellfire on launch day and survive.
Good. Go to Zangarmarsh where you should level anyway.
Well, you know what I mean. It's going to be insane.
I think the boost is a big deal, though. I really do.
I do too, Kargoz.
I really think it's a big deal.
Like, you know, how because leveling is such a big part of Classic.
An MMO, a character,
or whether it's Classic Vanilla, boosting is lazy. It's it's bad fucking. It's bad for an MMO. I don't like it.
Are you not going to use that boost?
I could talk about it for like 3 hours straight, but like let's get into Diablo, bro. This is actually what I'm most excited for, even more so than
TBC. You guys got it on right now.
Look at the tree.
Blizzard's 30th anniversary.
These are my people here. These are my people.
Rather than doing a blog, we're actually going to share lots of video, introduce a new class like we saw in opening ceremonies, and also cover some open world topics, including mounts, camps, and PvP.
Yeah, this is like the ultimate blog post, right? We get to actually hand deliver it. This is the dream. It's all finally out there, and we can talk about all of it.
Mm-hmm. Just in case some of you guys missed it during opening ceremony, let's take another look at the Rogue announce video.
Notice they're not laughing after everything they say too, just like for no reason.
Yeah.
They're actually just like speaking like a normal human being.
Do we have a video? We have a video.
Yeah, they're watching it again. I'm down though. I'm down.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, I fucked up.
The Rogue class is so sick.
But you have to be patient. Now, pray with me. May Akarat guide and protect me.
May Akarat guide and protect me.
May he shepherd my soul.
May he shepherd my soul.
And grant it mercy.
And grant it mercy.
What are you doing here? This is not the time.
But this is confession. And I have sinned. I was a thief who stole from those more fortunate. I strayed from your light and found my trade in the shadows.
Are you guys? What do you guys have up right now? I don't.
What's that? Call it murder.
Okay, it was just.
I say, job well.
Okay, here it is. Yeah.
Done.
The voice of the game rank stuff right now. Oh, I don't know. Enough.
But I'm on YouTube watching it.
I am a thief, a heretic, a murderer. Father, will Akarat save me?
You mock our light. But those monsters were a scourge upon my flock. And you... oh, you were the answer to their prayers.
Then we are settled. And you owe me.
The name you seek is... thank the heavens for you.
Heavens? I assure you, Father, the heavens didn't send me.
So much is going through my mind as you watch this too. I like how like the female characters aren't even. And I'm not trying to say this. It's gonna. People are gonna get it.
Yo, what are you guys watching? My thing is about Decker Kane right now.
I sent it.
We're watching the YouTube thing.
Oh, okay.
They're not like super hypersexualized and like bikinis and stuff like that too. Like it's kind of just like a serious game, serious character. She's missing an ear. The vibe, the music, it's great, man. I don't know if that even makes sense, but I just love the feel of this and everything I'm watching here, man.
This right here, Kargoz, I remember the other day you were talking about class identity in an MMO ARPG.
Yeah.
This is why they don't let you create your own character. Shit like this, with the storylines, the dope you know what I mean.
I learned that the other day. Well, the characters you play are in the lore, right?
Yeah,
they're not your character. They're actual
Yeah.
lore characters that you're piloting. So
yeah, technically they're all chosen, Nephilim or whatever.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know, they have something right now. It's up. It's on the Diablo channel, and they're doing like an interview with like the voice of Deckard Cain.
With the voice of Deckard Cain, that's pretty.
Well,
cool.
it's because this is a rerun of the Diablo Deep Dive that just happened already, Defcamp. Like we're watching like the main stream, so like this already was happened like 30 minutes ago, but they're playing it because we missed it. The Diablo Deep Dive just happened.
I love that ending.
Gotcha. Okay.
There's two things. There's the rain of arrows off the mount for the win, and then when that guy takes the ear and he stretches it onto that hook right at the end, it's like
mount exiting ability.
That ear box never gets old. I always wonder where all those ears from Diablo 2 when you kill other players went.
Now you know there's some creepy guy in a church collecting ears and putting them in a box. Just what we always thought.
No spoilers, but we're going to be hearing a little bit more about World PvP a little bit later in the segment.
World
but ears
PvP?
are definitely making a comeback. But let's go back to the class, because there's just nothing more exciting to be able to introduce to a Diablo game than another class for players to check out.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool thing. We don't get to do this very often, right?
I think it was you that said that, John. There's always room around the campfire.
There's always a little room.
We had kind of like very core archetypes to begin with. The brute strength of the barbarian, the arcane knowledge of the sorceress, kind of a return of a shape-shifting classic with the druid. No RPG lineup is complete without that dexterity class that's kind of like defeating enemies with finesse, with speed. And we kept coming back to just the idea of bringing it to the kind of the godfather of all dexterity-based archetypes, the rogue that we saw in Diablo 1.
I mean, you got to be excited to have the rogue back. I mean, I know that like when we were exploring different classes, like you had talked about some of your experience with Diablo 1, right?
Oh, for sure. So one of the things that's super cool is like the rogue was always able to adapt their playstyle. So fans of Diablo 1, Diablo 2 rogues will be able to create very archetypical rogues, starting with the weapon selection. On the melee weapon side, rogues can use swords and daggers.
Level 70 with new values.
As well as bows and crossbows on the ranged side.
Link.
Just those sort of dagger attacks mixed with bow attacks, it's like, it just looks great on screen.
Oh, that's not it.
With all the classes having this real strong identity as far as the animations and what they do. You think about the druid and shape-shifting, or the barbarian.
Diablo stealing the show. One time about to become a Diablo.
There's just all these great things that you discover with the rogue that you can't really do with other classes.
I love that you can start cosmetically from such a iconic place where you're wearing the red armor.
Is that Photoshop?
You kind of look like part of the sisterhood of the Sightless Eye from the original games. You can maybe even add some tattoos into the mix, some scars. Make that rogue your own.
Customization.
Or
I was always
if your
complaining about
fantasy
this.
of the rogue is a more traditional RPG outlaw, you're definitely able to create that and put on your kind of hood and half mask and be more of a shadowy character.
And the character customization, you kind of mentioned it, being able to craft that
character customization. I was just talking about this on stream last week.
It was a feature that I was honestly super nervous about when we started, because we never had this in a Diablo game. But seeing where it is now, it's one of those things that like I'm super excited about with where we're at. There's just a lot of creativity and fun looks, and you can be that tattooed criminal outlaw, or you can be a more noble looking kind of sort of like thief with good morals.
Well, one of the things that we kind of kept running with beyond just the cosmetics was customization. We had this niche to fill in the class lineup that spoke to the finesse player, to the dexterity player, and just that everyone's idea of what that could be was a little bit different, whether it leaned more on range or melee. But we took that a little bit of a step further. We really wanted to have each class in our game have that one thing that makes you go like, that's bullshit when you see a player use it, and then makes you want to re-roll that class because no other class gets it. For the rogue, it's the class specialization. The 3 specializations are combo points, Shadow Realm, and exploit weakness.
I like Shadow Realm because I take the problem and I make it smaller. I mean, it's just I just pull 3 guys into the Shadow Realm and duke it out, and then I come back in.
Oh, you isolate a couple enemies from the fray and fight them in your own little instance?
I love the idea of exploit weakness. The way it works is during some of the enemy attacks,
players will see an icon flash over the enemy's head, during which time they will get to retaliate with much more damage than an ordinary attack. If you're quick on the draw, this is the specialization for you. I'm just like a little bit skill capped there, and you know, like every time I try to make it work, I'm just a little bit shy of the skill level that's required for that.
It's almost like you're a surgeon, and it requires a really strong ability to assess what's happening all around you.
My personal favorite is the combo point specialization. As you might expect,
combo
this ability
points
lets you build multiple combo
Did they have
points,
that in D1
which
way?
enhance your spender's effectiveness in combat. It basically, you just like get into this rhythm of
This is
combat
sick.
of
It's
like
like a
3
combo
builders to a
between
spender,
Amazon
and lets you
and
build up
Diablo
these
2
big
Assassin.
moments. It
rogue
almost
from
makes like a
D1
rhythm
and
game
a
out of
rogue
combat,
from
which
WoW.
I really enjoy. And the way the class specializations work is you will work with one of the world groups of rogues around the world in Sanctuary that you will find and do class-specific quests that no other class can do. Whether it's the Sisterhood of the Sightless Eye, the remnants of that order that you choose to work with, or the mercenaries of Kyrgyzstan, or the outlaw smugglers of the swamps of Hawazar, depending maybe on what speaks to your class fantasy, or depending on which specialization speaks to you or you find more powerful, you'll be able to complete that quest line and then activate that specialization, which then you can mix and match with any of the playstyles. So you could be a combo points, ranged, or melee player, but you could also be an exploit weakness, range, or melee, or hybrid player. It just gives the class
there's specializations in this,
variety
right?
and builds and playstyles.
I love how it ties into the open world aspect. The ability to go to Kyrgyzstan or how
because there's no specializations in D3 or in
only the
D2
rogue can get. That touches on one of the things that I love that we've done, which is like connecting the weapons and equipment to regions. When you're exploring the world and you pick up a sword in Kyrgyzstan, it's a scimitar, right? If you're up in Skazglen, which is up in the north, it's more of like a broadsword. It's this sort of like this it's a
architecture,
thing, but I think it really different powers that you get in different regions look like they're from
on the culture of the place you are.
Giving that sense of place in the world is something that
actual passionate game design.
Every time I play the game, I feel it, I see it in just like subtle ways, and just really enhances the overall sense of immersion and experience. And I just want to see what's around the corner.
The weapons are also like, going back all the way to Diablo 2, just such an integral part of the class, and the ability to augment your weapon through magic, through enhancements, is just something that really spoke to us when we try to tap into the core of the class. Going back to those mercenaries that you could hire, it was always kind of cool to see what kind of special arrow shot they would come with. And it's something we paid homage to with the imbue system. All the way from directly elemental imbues like the frost imbue, which feels a lot like the ice arrows that the D2 mercenaries used to shoot, all the way to
shaman,
expand it to feel a little grittier, a little darker, into things like poison imbue and shadow imbue. Just the ability to take any sort of attack and kind of mix and match with those imbues.
Once that kind of clicked for me, that I could take any ability and imbue it with either of those elements. Rain of Arrows with Frost and Rain of Arrows with Acid is completely different, right? Like you're essentially freezing the battlefield, and then cool, I just love Poison Imbue because of the gruesome deaths that all the monsters experience.
Is that going to be on top of the runes changing the abilities too? I wonder. Maybe it's even more complexity to the abilities.
Just a field of goatmen melt into nothing. You just kill everything on the screen in a gory mess.
A rune and a poison rune.
It's a really flexible way to take a build that you're already comfortable with, that you already like. Say you're really comfortable with Flurry and Shadow Step as kind of your melee skills, and you find yourself needing more crowd control. Without changing your playstyle, you can just add the Frost Imbue to your bar, and now you're able to use those same abilities to slow down enemies or build up to a full freeze.
Yeah, and Frost Imbue plays pretty well with group play as well, right? So where I can freeze an enemy and somebody else can blow it up.
Or also the way that chills work in the game, they build up to a full freeze. So if your best buddy is a sorceress player, your chill spells and your Frost Imbue chills will actually build up faster than if you were using a single player. So just ask to open with Blizzard before you Frost Imbue, and you'll basically be freezing enemies twice as fast, which is super awesome synergy. So the last thing that's worth spending some time talking about the Rogue is like how mobile the class is, just how able the class is to kind of close the gap between themselves and the enemy, even while they're mounted, you might find yourself, a full screen away and just dismounting into a rain of arrows.
So there's mounts in D4. There's no mounts in any of the Diablos,
maybe
right?
like a
yeah, there's mounts
and then
because
getting
the world's
back out of there,
it's much more like an MMO open universe.
They can basically
Diablo MMO, you heard, guys?
The fluid motion
Killing
of
world
combat
bosses
in a
together?
way that no other class can. That's something that beyond all of the other
World PvP
customization options that you have, whether it's the playstyle,
every
whether
Diablo
it's the
game
range
since
at which
Diablo
you
2 has
engage
had
with
PvP.
enemies, whether it's the
D3 doesn't
cosmetics,
really, you don't really have world
just
PvP in
the
D3.
sheer mobility
No,
of the
not
class,
world PvP, but you
lets
can fight your friends and
adapt
stuff
to the
if you
situation.
turn off
Even
PvP.
They said world PvP though.
when you would have totally
they said in the original announcement last year that there was going to be PvP zones,
offensive abilities in creative ways,
which would be amazing. Did they take PvP out of Diablo 3?
Abilities like
There's a dueling area. There's a
abilities
dueling
like
area.
that. You're able to kind of use them to your advantage in a way that gets you out of a very dangerous situation by picking that one lone skeleton archer that maybe is not surrounded by everything else. You can shadow step there, get out of the way, and live to fight another day, which just feels like such a rogue thing to do.
Your stream title for the next 2 years is going to be PK, no
precision.
NK.
I really feel like I can
player kill, no naked kill. So when you're running back to your body, they can't
kind of
kill you.
effortless.
It's a
and almost sometimes a little unfair. It's like when I go into Shadow Realm and I'm dashing, I'm like, am I cheating? Did I just break the game?
And we'll hear more about PvP in a little bit, but I just couldn't go without mentioning that some of our most feared PvP players on the team play rogue, and just the way they're able to surprise you. You might be with a group of friends, and just that mobility lets them go to the middle of the group, unleash a rain of arrows that's frost imbued, and before you know it, you're all frozen. And looking at a rogue while you're frozen, let me tell you, there are fewer scarier things in our game right now than that.
So Luis, this was this is like the ultimate.
And then they pull you into the Shadow Zone, bro? IRL Shadow Zone?
To the campfire. And of course, there's probably going to be more in the future, right? We always say there's a little bit more room around that campfire.
That's right. And that pretty much wraps it up for the Rogue. So why don't we go to Joe and Karina and learn a little bit more about those open world features that we promised.
Let's see how Joe and Karina is doing.
Well,
so far, authenticity level of the WoW team versus the Diablo team is night and day.
I'm really excited.
What we want right now, Kargoz, is rune words.
And we're here today to talk to you about.
I just want them to say rune word.
World. All right. Now, I think maybe the best way to start this conversation, Karina, would be just for me to ask you, what are you most excited about? What we're adding in Diablo 4?
Going on eBay right after
what
this.
Feature, what mechanic? What are you most excited to talk about first?
I am really excited about just exploring the world. I am a huge completist naturally. That's the way I play, and I love exploring and looking around at every single nook and cranny. The more this game has been growing,
how they're going to handle open world.
The more fun I am having,
and not
just
resetting
riding around
zones
the open
to
world
keep
on my
farming,
mount and exploring everything I possibly can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really fun. I think.
Like, how's it going to work?
Now that we've kind of taken Sanctuary and just made it so much larger when you're playing through the game. When you compare
making
to,
Sanctuary so much larger, that sounds extremely exciting.
There's tons of exploration and movement throughout the world in those games, obviously. But
can I play this game on my phone?
Able to embrace the open world concept. We can really dive much deeper into how does Sanctuary actually all fit together. Be able to ride from Scotland and fractured peaks. It's very, very interesting that way.
Dude, they said that you get something now for
the collection
turning in ears
aspect of mounts.
From other players.
So, there's all these horse breeds and other mounts you can find throughout the world.
Because there's mounts, Winky, you can only imagine. What if it's WoW? What if it's as big as WoW?
Mount collection?
Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor big.
Things to customize.
I'm about to be the Asmund Gold of Diablo 4, dude. I'm going to collect all of them.
Plates you can get and trophies.
Imagine if Diablo 4 is as big as Classic WoW is right now.
Personalize your mount, make it really feel like it's your
companion.
Yeah, it's really cool.
If not bigger, dude,
you
I'm
mentioned
telling
the
you.
horseshoes, you get
Imagine
to
they have
actually
zones in
change the
Diablo 4,
speed at
kind
which
of
your horse can run, and it's something I like.
The fact that I just saw 2 teleport scrolls on that character's UI is already better than Diablo 3.
It's really fun. I like the amount of variety that you give us.
And there's more to mounts than just that as well.
And it's funny because I know Defcamp and Melderon are here
mounts in Diablo 4 is we didn't want to have
right now,
jousting.
They're afraid
this
to say
idea of fighting from horseback. It's not really the Diablo experience, right?
Yeah, that's something I'm super excited for. We showed last BlizzCon, we had the sorceress. We showed her dismount skill Ice Dash, where she shoots forwards off her mount and destroys
dismount
everything
skills
in her path.
are so
but with
cool.
The rogue, we got to have a little bit more fun with it, and the animation department has done a fantastic job of having her leap up into the air and fire down like the rain of arrows that destroys everything. It's really, really cool. It
Kargs,
feels
imagine
really
the
good.
boys, all of us together, mounting in the battle, and all of us dismount attack at the same time.
Getting down the frame and starting to front,
I'll be right there with you, right alongside you, man.
This
game is
so good.
This game is
being
speaking
able
to
to
my
jump
soul,
in,
man.
engage with enemies from your horse, and then just fight it out.
But at the same time, D2 resurrected versus this, though.
It's interesting that you can't get damage, but if the monster actually
D2's got to
attacks you
come
while
out
you're
first,
mounted,
right?
you will actually be forced to dismount. So there is a
this game.
a
I don't see.
flip
I don't
side
see
of actually
D4 coming out for 2
judging
more
for
years.
yourself
minimum.
when you do want to use that skill in order to prevent you from being forced off unintentionally.
Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of gameplay there to make sure that you're using it in a way that's most appropriate.
You know when they flashed the D2 Resurrected like gameplay, it looked more like
one of the things I'm most excited about for the open world right now is this
it
feature
is
we have
because it's a
called
smaller
camps.
game, so they can
So
pack the
camps are
graphics higher.
basically these strongholds.
I bet you they have to
in the overworld.
balance
You gotta remember
graphical
that,
capability and
decades
gameplay
ago,
with this
during the events
massive
of Reaper
universe that
Souls,
they built for this
when
game
Malthus rose to
specifically.
power, the Reapers killed like 9 out of 10 people throughout Sanctuary. Like it's tremendous number of people passed away. Now there's a big power vacuum out here, decades later. And these monsters have started to move into these places. Bandits, monsters, goatmen, all kinds of different creatures, skeletons, the undead, have started to like resurface and come back into these areas and start to take them for themselves. You, as the hero of Sanctuary, get to kind of wander through these spaces and begin to reclaim them for the people of Sanctuary. That's part of what makes them really, really neat. Each of them have their own story. They're their own unique, fixed place in the world.
Unlike quests are something that happens randomly in the world and you can come across them anyway. Camps are a permanent fixture that you as the player, when you come across that evil, you can actually have a real impact on the open world that everyone else can see, because once you have defeated that evil, one of the really fun things is that you basically unlock that camp and you make a new waypoint that previously didn't exist for yourself, but like suddenly all the marketplaces open up and now you have a blacksmith vendor in a location that previously didn't exist, which I think is really, really cool.
Now,
it's like Skyrim, bro. You discover towns.
The village of Karayisu. Now
there's dynamic.
Ruins. The people here in the dry steppes had a problem.
Yo, this game is you're gonna put 10,000 hours into this
nearby, and would regularly raid their community.
I'm already having this much fun with
and the people had to come up with a solution. They weren't strong enough to defend themselves.
The builds, dude, are gonna be nuts
so they made a dark bargain with a demon, and they were able to gather enough power to push these cannibals out and protect their community, but not without great cost, as we can see here. You're kind of helping resettle parts of Sanctuary in many ways when you take these camps back from the enemy. Vendors will come back, and now suddenly there might be like new quest givers, new stories that need to be told.
Dude.
Dungeon entrances can appear
in
some of these places afterwards.
Wait, so it can't be an MMO then? Because
after you take over the camp and liberate it from these forces.
This is amazing.
And again, it's just so cool to see you.
How are they handling difficulty
as you find these places?
So is it
it's an open world
that deals with
one of the other neat things about camps,
sounds cool,
and in general, like the overworld, just broadly speaking, is we have so many more opportunities now to kind
using
of play
OG game
with
design terms like overworld.
It pushes the bar vertically as well as horizontally, and we now have been playing around with the idea.
I'm assuming
of
whenever you go
jumping
into the
across
camp, it
chasms
resets the
to allow the
overworld for
player
you.
to get access to a location that they
And then there's
previously didn't
specific
have.
zones that are multiplayer,
all kinds
like
of areas players
like
find their
MMO
own
type
path,
zones,
allowing them extra movement options they haven't had in previous Diablo games.
We are also in a vertical
Okay, I actually
camera for
hate
the
the space
environment,
bar to
so
jump
it really breaks up the plane that you typically see as
I'm
not only as a
already
developer, as an
thinking
animator,
of
but
like
also as a
how
player.
I'm going to be
There's such a
moving at
huge
10 million
variety
miles an hour, just
of things that
clobbering
you can
enemies.
possibly do to
And
mix it
pausing
up and
to
make
hit
things a little
jump
bit
is gonna
different.
suck.
There's like certain puzzle elements to it.
But it
it's not
depends.
so
If this is
straightforward
playing more
and
like
not
an
always
ARP
obvious.
or
So
more like an
it's not just a
RPG,
matter
it
of
could be
running
cool.
through the world and getting to your goal. It's you have
Guys,
to think
did they
about
say
it.
when D2 was going to be? Was it 2021 as well?
I know.
They guaranteed.
Very excited about
they
PvP.
guaranteed 2021.
So does that mean
I'm
that
a
it could be
huge fan
launching
of
at
PvP.
potentially like
I
the same
love
time with D4
the first time
and
that we
D2?
all actually had a chance
No,
to
no,
as
no,
a
no.
whole
D4 is
team
off in the
play
horizon.
PvP,
D2 is
because the amount of
2021.
feedback that
D2
generated. I think it took design like
D4 hasn't
2
even
days to
been
go
hinted
through it
at
all.
yet.
D2
And
could
what
be
that showed
released
me
around the
is
same
that
time TBC.
I find everyone they either love it or they hate it.
I'm
And
telling
I
you right now,
personally
like,
love it. I really enjoy it. So
I'm
the
gonna
way
raid
that
log
PvP
TBC
works
immediately.
is that the
Just grind
hatred of
D2.
Mephisto has
Yeah,
been
my journey,
bubbling
man.
up from hell and has created these areas in the open world that you can freely walk into that kind of consumes you and makes you turn against your fellow players.
PvP, even in these areas, these fields of hatred, right? even in these spaces, it's not like mandatory. So these are optional.
I feel like these graphics are PvP zones. These graphics aren't really like impressive that much, though. I swear, when I played it at BlizzCon, guys, it looked way better than this.
Events,
I don't know if it's downscaled or whatever.
All kinds of ways to earn these things, not necessarily just killing players.
This looks kind of like
as you earn these shards of hatred, they're kind of in an unpurified state. They're in a basic state. You need to bring them to a purification.
When Grace and I played it at 2019 BlizzCon, they were so sexy.
You can then use in the nearby like small encampments around the fields of hatred.
Wait.
That when you're trying to purify these things, that's
fields of hatred are PvP zones, and when you purify them, you get currency that affects your camp.
And kill those players and take all of their shards before they finish. But once you purify them, you can't lose them. But before they're purified,
there's griefing.
Yeah,
let's go.
There's griefing. Even if
bro, you can. It tells you when other people are going for the hatred purified, and then you go fuck those people up and take their shit.
Oh, nice. That sounds kind of cool.
This is gonna be sick.
Wait, so is it like a server though with thousands of people?
Yeah, they're PvP zones.
During that single
so they're servers.
But I think that really.
So yeah, when you go in there, it tells everyone else. So when you're doing these events,
that you spent so much time collecting.
So you call it earlier that your crew are used for,
and then other people can come and try and grief you, which is an added element of danger.
Special vendors that only kind of arrive in these areas. They'll have special.
Have you ever played the Division? It's kind of like the Dark Zone,
and weapons and things along those lines. Nothing that's like strictly more powerful than stuff you can get in other parts of the game, but stuff that really like speaks to your desire as a PvP player. And I think one of the things that's really kind of neat about the system in general is that, as a player, if you choose to go hostile, betray other players that are near you, try to get as many shards of hatred as you can, you're going to slowly begin to kind of like infuse.
He was going to. Did you see that? Did you see how he stumbled when he said betray the other?
You're going to become.
He was going to leak. He was going to leak storyline information.
Everyone within
and she laughed at it afterwards because he said he stopped himself and said players,
and they're going to get a bonus for killing you. So when that occurs, you have a set amount of time you need to survive. And if you're able to do that without running away or jumping in a town portal and trying to escape, if you're able to do that and finish that period and manage to escape or defeat your people who are coming to try to destroy you, you're going to get a really big bonus at the end.
Dude, it's literally Escape from Tarkov.
Really exciting to watch in our
Diablo edition.
Already, as people are like kind of wrestling for the status and then trying to defend
it's Escape from Tarkov, it's the DZ from Division, but it's in Diablo, and it is amazing.
So PvP is going to be a big focus of D4?
I think you could
sell the PvP is going to be a massive focus from what it sounds like.
It's kind of weird though, right? Because Diablo is all about like PvE,
but I think right now it's
rolling,
just a cool trophy.
I mean, I'm down.
Well, they're gonna talk about the ears.
Very cool trophy. The thing was really neat about the Diablo 2 ears, like you could fill up your whole inventory.
Oh, so it's just a trophy right now?
You're able to see like the people that you took the ears from. Like
no way.
Names on there.
You see the person's ear that you took?
Yeah,
their name.
Yeah, it's always been like that,
right?
It's always been like that.
Even in D2, that aspect of it. That's the important part for us.
That's pretty savage.
I think that's going to be a really, really.
So if any one of you guys watching,
right? Yeah. So I love where PvP is.
You kill Kargoz in Diablo, you can put your ear in his ear in your stash.
And when you highlight over, it says Kargoz's ear.
And really harkens back to the adventure in me when I play the game. How do you feel?
Yeah, Kigo actually has one.
I'm super excited as well. I mean, there's so much to look forward to in Diablo 4.
People are saying in the chat, is D4 going to be an MMORPG? I think a lot of
people as a Diablo fan, there's a lot to be looking forward to.
It's like a blend,
franchise in the future. Thank you so much for watching
MMO,
today.
basically.
Look forward to speaking to you more about this game and others in the future.
No rune word announcement though, but I know there's runes because last year there was a Vex rune that dropped in the beta. When people got to play it, there were runes that were dropping.
Yeah.
So there has to be something. I'm gonna say. TBC did everything right.
TLDR, TBC, they did a lot of things that look good and exciting, and I think that we're living in the world of some changes now, right? Like they've made some changes, and pretty much all of them seem good more or less, right? The only one that really bothers me, and I think that Blizzard might be sleeping on it, of the impact, is the boosting. And they said, you guys have been instrumental for the success of WoW Classic, and you're going to be instrumental for TBC Classic. If you also go back and rewatch that segment, the guy said one thing we could do is do a boosting service. That's what the dude said. And then the woman came on after and said, we're going to offer, like very definitively, a boosting service. I think there's a chance that we could like maybe have them roll the boosting service back if we all came together on it. That's just one thing going through my mind right now. But yeah, I'd be lying to you if I said I'm more excited for TBC than Diablo. I don't know. I'm really excited for Diablo. What do you guys think?
Well, the thing with TBC is that we've done it before, even though we're about to do it again and literally no life it, and it's going to be, TBC is what dreams are made of for me. It's my favorite expansion. I'm going to live inside of it, enjoy it. Diablo 4 is something that we've never seen before, and it's got that excitement of it's new, it's fresh. We're gonna play the living hell out of it.
Mm-hmm. So
that's cool. And then for me, Diablo 2 was literally the defining video game of my life. Like I literally have like several Diablo 2 tattoos planned. Like I'm legitimately a Diablo 2 nerd. So that coming back out and looking as good as it does, is literally life changing for me.
Yeah, you might be more excited for D2 because you played it and you know it's good, but it has the fresh coat of paint. So I always say on stream all the time, I'm a sucker for good art assets, right? I really am. I see a nice logo, I see a nice vibe, music, ambience all together. It does things to me, bro. It titillates me on a deep level. So the fact that D2 is such a good game in terms of the items, the economy, everything that all you OG D2 heads tell me about of why the game was so good, all that is still there and confirmed the game is so good, but it's getting a fresh coat.
Yep. There's only one thing on the planet Earth that could ruin Diablo 2 remaster, and it's botting. So as long as Blizzard stays on top of botting, we're good.
We're good.
We're good.
I would say my thoughts on the TBC, and it's the Burning Crusade will not be your old experience. I'm glad that they're going to have pre-nerf. It's going to be a new 2021 classic TBC experience with boosts involved. There's no fresh. Create your own meta. Run with the new meta that's going to be involved. If you have to buy 5 accounts to get 5 boosts to get for $200, I can buy 10 different accounts with level 60 characters for my professions to just have professions on farm. So the game is officially pay to win. Be okay with that. Be okay with the changes. Adapt and enjoy your new meta, which I'm cool.
It's always been. Grays, life is pay to win, and WoW has always been pay to win if you were creative enough, right? Like if you just spent money or gold or whatever to get boosts or whatever. But I feel like
is the first boost going to be free? That's the real question. Because if so, right, Grays, you and I both have 5 accounts, right?
Yeah.
If the first boost is free, we get literally three-quarters of the cast.
I don't think so. I pay $120 up front, and I never have to buy gold again. I just am printing gold, and just be okay with that meta. And
the thing with TBC is you can print gold with one level 70 paladin. That's all you need.
There's a lot of people, bro, out there that it's like for them, fresh is really important to them. We always have hardcore that we can go back to, right? But we have to understand they didn't mention fresh at all for classic or TBC, right? Does anybody think they're doing fresh at this point? I feel like we're living in a new world now where it seems very unlikely there's going to be fresh. So you have to understand we're moving into TBC with like bazillions of gold, with lots of accounts, with BIS gear. And yeah, there's a lot of good stuff they're talking about, but I'm hesitant to believe that it's going to be an incredible experience with all these like outliers. We're inheriting a lot of the scuffage from the classic servers, and there's likely going to be no fresh option. So you actually might as well prep like crazy. Start doing everything you got to do, getting gear, items, stockpiling, do whatever, because that's the world we're going to be living in pretty soon here.
Well, the thing is, they haven't announced a date yet. They haven't even announced a date for the beta yet, right? And they still might. BlizzCon is still going on, right? We never know. They could slap it at the very end, right? Oh, by the way, TBC next week. Something stupid, right? But I don't know, man. Like there's so much time for them to literally change their mind and say boosting is no longer an option. There's so much time for them to change their mind and say now when you copy your character over to, or when you choose to continue on your character, you're choosing to continue on your character with 2,000 gold maximum. There's all kinds of things that they could throw in the mix with.
They can get around
as far out as it could possibly be, right?
It's just conceptually, philosophically, an MMORPG is not the same if you can shortcut the leveling experience. If you can find ways to totally finesse it, it devalues characters. People just don't care about it. Like there's, just your name, the reputation you have on the server. Trust me, it hits different. And we've seen it literally happen right before our eyes with retail. I swear to God, I love WoW. I played every single expansion pretty much except for the BFA one that much. And I remember vividly when they first put in those character boosts, and it sucked. It was like a punch in the kidney, man. Something happened to the game when that happened. So.
Well, and you're going to have a bunch of people applying for your guild and applying for your raid team that boosted their character, and they have no fucking clue what they're doing on that too.
People are saying they're doing these boosts to make players come back to TBC, right? Because if they didn't play Classic, what's wrong with them just leveling up though?
I'm calling it right now, dude. In before, every single classic warrior boosts a warlock to 58 or a hunter to 58,
True.
and then tries to be a Chad, and it just like it's literally going to be the meta, right?
People are not going to know what to do with these
warrior
characters,
punter. They're not going to know how to do shit on their class, right? If you don't level it from one, that's one of the things even in retail. Like I always leveled my own tunes because I didn't want to, not know how to play my character's class.
Let me see. If you see a level 70 chat, imagine we're leaving TBC. Imagine TBC is out, chat. Imagine TBC is out right now, and you log in, you go to Shot Ross City. You see a level 70 right in front of you. Like, are you gonna have the same respect for that guy at 70? Maybe it's not a big deal, like it could be cringe.
If that 70 is holding an ATS, then yeah, I will have respect for it. Otherwise, no.
This is the thing, right? You can pretend like it's not, but like if you see a level 70 character, a max level character, like there's a certain value associated with that, right? It's been devalued a lot with a lot of the boost meta and stuff that we have right now. If I see a level 70 in shot row or something, like it's nothing to me. It's nothing. The dude just printed it pretty much. Like,
so here's the question, right, Kargoz? And I'm playing devil's advocate because that's what I like to do, and I agree with you. I'm preface with that. Devil's advocate. There's already a boost meta. There's already people wasting a week, 5 days of their vacation, paying thousands of gold that they bought for real life money to get boosted in Maradon by mages, and then get to 60 and have no fucking clue how to play their class. Right? Like, what's the difference?
That still takes a lot of work. It's still boring. You have to sit in Mardon for like hours and hours and hours and get boosted up, as opposed to just insta 58.
I can't name on both my hands. Like, I have more than 10 guildies right now in my current raiding guild that literally just pay people gold while they're at work from home, and on their other monitor they're getting boosted. It's not even boring. They're literally like,
at least there's a
being
social
productive
aspect
citizens,
there,
right?
At least there's a social aspect. Like they're hitting people up. There's people are selling services. They're interacting. You still have to kind of like do boring stuff and sit in a dungeon for a bunch of levels, and like just kind of sit there.
Instead of they're selling service that incentive gold buying anyway, right? Like
it's kind of the same thing with the WoW Classic token, though.
It's already pay to win with the boost, in my opinion.
For sure, but you're basically making it pay to win, sort of. It's different from the WoW token, anyway, man. I hear you. I don't think it's good for the game, like for a lot of reasons that I'm not articulate enough to explain. We'll see what happens, but a small part of me is going to chuckle if we get into TBC with the boost meta inheriting all the scuffage from the classic servers, and for some reason people just aren't having as much fun as they could have. Right? They're just sitting there kind of like, why didn't this game slap as hard as I thought it was going to slap? I don't know why.
I don't think the boost should be implemented, and I also don't think a WoW token should be. They didn't even mention the WoW token in the whole thing, did they?
No, I don't think so.
No, they didn't mention WoW token. They didn't mention Fresh or anything like that.
We'll see how much time they have. It'd be cute if they said, well, people that haven't played Classic and they don't have characters ready, well, here's a TBC Fresh option. Maybe I'm just dreaming, but it would be cool if they had that alternative. 1 or 2 servers. Who knows? It'll at least subdue the bot meta for a second. The economy, everything gets reset. It'll get overrun, I'm sure.
They have thought of Fresh, right? Like, it's not like some big brain concept of Fresh server. Like, you would hope that maybe like they would have thrown a one-liner in there, like, I know a lot of you guys want Fresh, but we're just not feeling it right now. Like, maybe even just that would have been like, okay, well, we tried. Like, I don't know why there wouldn't be Fresh still. They didn't talk about it all, so it looks really unlikely. I feel like it would satisfy a huge itch for the people that would have problems with the boost meta, right? If you had Fresh servers where you couldn't boost on, wouldn't that just like fix so much? Maybe they can have their cake and eat it too. Okay, we can do boosting, but there's a special subset of servers where they're like fresh servers. That's literally what we're calling them, pristine servers, whatever you want to call them. On these servers, you cannot bring any character from Classic. You cannot boost on them. Wouldn't that fix everything? That would literally fix all issues.
It would. And one of the things that I saw, I think Kigo said it in chat, is it's a good point. There was a lot of positives with this, and like, to be honest, they did everything right, and we're kind of picking the one thing we dislike to talk about it, because that's kind of like the point of contention.
It's no Fresh and boosting.
Yeah, no Fresh and boosting is kind of the 2 points that were missed by Blizzard, but they still have time, dude. Yeah. And imagine Twitter. You saw 120,000 people in the YouTube chat spamming all caps, no boosts.
Yeah,
right?
I saw that.
Imagine Twitter in a week of just at Blizzard Entertainment, you know, at Activision, at World of Warcraft. Like, people are going to be going nuts about this boost thing.
No, but yeah, and let's end on a good note. There are a lot of positives. They're going to give us pre-nerf raids. I mean,
pre-nerf raids are cool, but does it matter if it's a fresh server?
So yeah, exactly. Okay, pre-nerf raids. Pre-nerf raids. That sounds exciting, but you have to understand that if we're moving in with full Nax gear and 9 bazillion gold, that's going to nerf the content more than anything ever possibly could.
I don't think your gold's going to affect it as much. I mean, a good raid that's going to go in and clear pre-nerf raids is going to have people that have consumables no matter what, right? Like, I don't think gold's going to matter. Well, it would be your job, even if it was a fresh server, to show up prepared in a guild that's going to be good enough to be clearing those. No matter what, you're going to show up prepared. Like, and if you don't, you're not going to clear it, right? Like.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, if you go in there with all this gold, you can buy all the expensive stuffs, like nice bags from the vendors. You can buy your epic mount immediately. You can go in there. You can buy all the BOEs off the auction house. You can. There's probably a lot of things you can do with gold to accelerate. Is what I'm saying. So, I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's actually mega facts.
We'll see. See what happens. What I've been saying on stream for a while now, and Grace, remember, and this is actually nice to be able to say this. If you're ever dissatisfied with the meta, if it ever goes to shit, if it doesn't look good, if Blizzard, for whatever happens. Hardcore is something that's immune to all of this, right? And I know here you guys are probably like, oh, Kargoz with the hardcore again, shut up. But it is kind of true. Like, you can play in a way where none of this really affects you and kind of like keep the old spirit of it. But anyway.
Yep. Or you could take the Winkypotomus approach and say, fuck it, Diablo, baby. True. And just ride it till the end of time, dude.
I might have to rebrand Winky. We'll see. Oh, man. Oh, dude.
Diab, dude. I'm trying to get all the death breath.
I'm about to play some D3 right now. All right, guys. We're going to hand you off to Crix. I think he's still streaming. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer. I'm still really excited. Best case scenario, really, from this BlizzCon at the same point. TBC Classic confirmed. We could be living in a world with no TBC Classic, right? So we always have to think about that. D2 Resurrected? Are you actually trolling me right now? Are you trolling me? This year, D2 Resurrected? Dude, the blessed BlizzCon.
And they even showed it. They showed the graphics, and it looks amazing.
And it looks like super hot fire. Absolutely, man.